and thus, the tranquility of the starting soon shall be broken.
Yep. About right. Yep, that's about right. Yo. Well, it's Friday. And you know what that means. You can't give subs this early in the stream, okay? It's too early. All right? That's all sub gifting is banned today. It's not even Orbithought. And Jesus, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. And thank you, Misprint, for the tier 3 for 42 months. Jeez, guys. I'm not even into it. God damn, bro. Thank you for the subs, though. I really appreciate it. That means a lot, man. Thank you. God damn, bro. God damn, I've missed many streams this August, so the support really helps. I appreciate it. Good morning, guys. Good to see y'all.
We're getting all
hello.
To drive
yes.
to Strathmore today.
Oh shit.
Have a great stream
God
today.
Damn, bro.
Can't wait to hear about your D&D last night.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. God damn it. Chill, bro. Chill. Thank you for the 100 bits and thank you for the 5 gifted subs. God damn, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't deserve it, but I appreciate the support because, like I said, I didn't stream most of August, so thank you very much for the gifted subs and the bits. I appreciate it. What's up, guys? So, hello. Yes, I will see some of you at Ren Fair this weekend. Looking forward to it. I won't be there today. I'll be there tomorrow, and I won't be there Sunday. So I will see those of y'alls who are at the Strathmore Ren Fair on Saturday, and I'll be in my regalia. So it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, especially because I only have to go for one day, so I don't have to stress about pack up or pack out, take down, set up, any of that shit. Anyway, Ella's out there right now today, I think, with some friends as well as doing some things. So go say hi to her today. Go buy some Blackwood dice or whatever. Dude, she sold like more than half of the Shadowheart dice on the pre-order. She was like, I'm gonna make 10. Maybe I'll sell a couple on the website, and then I'll have some extras to like bring to conventions as like a series. I don't know if she's gonna have any for fucking conventions, bro. So thank you guys for supporting her. It means the world to me when you all support Blackwood dice. But so we have to talk about the game yesterday. Yep. We've talked about the game yesterday. What's going on with your D&D? Yes. So yesterday we had a very important game where there was, I was sure, a 90% chance we were going to get TPK'd. All right. I will tell you the tale of our D&D game last night. After traveling to the Central Kingdoms from our order hall deep within the northern snow, the hollowed ramparts of our temples, guarded in the name of Bauhaumut, the Platinum Dragon, or whatever else we serve up there, Ella and I met up with our dearest friend and salad, Hamadryad Rosemary, as well as a myriad of other characters that just seem to rotate in and out. It's crazy, man. We eventually found a ritual that we put an end to. A dark sword appeared, and many mysteries unfolded. After traveling the land, attempting to shut the twilight off from the living world, to save and bring back light to the blackened forest, we found our way to the north to beseech the aid of an ancient, powerful wizard by the name of Rowan, only to find that Rowan had turned himself into a tree. Why else would he do it? What reason would a powerful druid have to changing his mortal form? The roots of trees go deep and drink of the world's essence, grow powerful and strong like iron bars, meshed in, almost like a prison. A prison which we did not know was there to contain an ancient evil, a betrayer monarch, a jealous queen, a witch of foul magics. That's right. To which we unknowingly brought the key to her power that she enchanted from the Shadowfell back to her in the form of the blade Twill. The broken shards of the sword trembled in my hand as I could feel the will of my dear friend, my companion, my blade, begin to shatter, its mind's eye being drawn to deep darkness beneath the roots. And in a moment too quick to react to, the shadow powers were siphoned off. Twill was drained of the magical essence, and one by one, like tears of morose, the shards fell down to the ground out of my hand, leaving me only with dust and a hilt. The shadow energy traveled deep under the roots, and emerging from beneath it, a powerful necromancer, an explosive blast, rotting the land around us, corrupting the pools, draining the flowers of life, blackening the grass. An ichor oozed out from beneath the roots, and sky turned dark, clouds crackling, with purple lightning chaining around to create a dark halo of suffering in our arena. As she arose from the crypt, admiring her physical form once more, the witch gave us an option. Flee for our lives as a thank you for setting her free. Stay to serve her, or die. Perhaps lesser hearts would have been tugged towards the self-preservation decision. But Elle and I come up from an order from the north. We are paladins, holy warriors, avengers, crusaders against the darkness. We are the ones that plunge our gauntlet directly into the chest of darkness and rip from it the twilight heart that beats. That is our purpose, our calling. That is our oath. Even though my weapon had been drained of its power, I could still sense, somewhere deep within the blade, the lingering essence of Twill cowered away, shivering in the cold. But like all the great heroes of the past, I said, it is not this day. Knowing that Twill, the blade, was magically enchanted to accept essence of powerful magic, I wondered if I could perhaps reinvigorate the blade, this time purging its shadow magic and replacing with the divine light of creation. To which my friends and companions, one by one, placed their faith in me. Placed a hand on my shoulder, Ella dropped her head in prayer as the clouds above swirled once more. The twilight halo of lightning pierced by light, a beam shining down like a dagger cutting through the flesh of darkness, piercing straight into my soul as a prism to reflect into the blade. I gripped it tightly, and one by one, the shards hovered and vibrated as they came back together in an explosive energy of light. Wings of great destiny emerged from my back, very briefly, and as they washed into the atmosphere, they were absorbed into the blade. Twill was reborn, this time bathed in light. And there was no more necessity for words. The witch knew what our intent was. She knew our will would not be broken, and the only way to get through us was to sunder our flesh from this world. And the fight began. She summoned terrible creations, knights of old, reanimated kings of ancients past, ancestors, to the warriors of today. The battle was hard fought. Many companions, many memories of those placed trust in us filtered through our mind as blow by blow, blood was sprayed across the battlefield, wound healed and cauterized, sutured by the light, again only to be opened by the necromantic tear of shadowy claws from the witch. However, somehow, some way, we did not fall. One by one, we absorbed the necromantic meteors dropped upon us. The lich death beams that cascaded through the atmosphere around us. The rays of darkness that pierced our flesh, broke our bones. They did not shatter our spirits. We prevailed. The witch was wounded, left open for a series of blows from the blade of light from which she had stolen its essence of. I dealt a final blow, using my oath of the final duel, willing to sacrifice what little life I had left in me in the name of my oath. With the help of my friends, one by one, I landed strikes right at the end. I ported behind her, and slashed her in the lower back. Bending her backwards in pain, I poured it in front of her in a flash of smoke and light, emerging on the other side, slashing her straight from the throat down to her abdomen. As she reeled in pain from that, reaching out to swat at me, I was already gone. I poured it behind her in a smoke poof and emerged with crackling lightning that tore through the darkness. My form of light emerged mid-air to slash her in a flurry once again. Seeing that she was finally distracted, one final blow as I poured in front of her, beneath her anticipatory claw strike, and plunged the blade up through her mouth, straight into the back of her skull. The witch was defeated. The party survived. And somehow, we all lived. Very unfortunately. Unfortunately, yep, we all lived. God damn it. Fucking, man, every single time you think you're gonna have a TPK, somehow Ella has an extra lay on hands. Somehow you just hit that crit, even though you have a 1 in 10 chance of critting. Really, I don't actually hit as many crits as you think I would with a 1 in 10 chance, now that I just think about it. Vixie is still alive. Yes, Plucci. Vixie is still alive. Our salad is alive. Our dog, our party dog, no idea he was an incel. That was cool to find out. You know, he was like big on thought. Pretty crazy. He's been watching too many Andrew Tate videos, I think, recently on YouTube. I gotta take away his phone on the next trip. Yep, Lady Blackwood survived. Endrick is alive. Yep, we all survived somehow. We survived last night's game. We did. I don't know how, man. By the grace of our gods. It was a great game. Yep. I don't know what we're gonna do next though, because we've kind of you know, we gotta go down and we gotta sanctify some ground. We gotta consecrate some ground. So if you guys were a order of knightly paladins and you had to go sanctify a unholy castle's ground to restore it to balance so that you could purify the forest in which it is infecting, how would you sanctify an entire castle? Because I'm considering putting like temporary tattoos all over the walls, but you know how you have to like put water on them to like get them to stick? I'm thinking about maybe using holy water. I'm not sure if that would work. You know, how to do a 10-minute long clip? When you figure that out, you tell me. You let me know, Ashy. It's a great game. Ashy's a phenomenal DM. It was splendid. I liked it. We had fun. We had fun last night. It was good. But nobody died. Yeah, nobody died, man. So yeah, I don't know exactly how I'm gonna sanctify. Maybe we can put an order with the holy order of our platinum dragon or whatever we believe in up north for like some kind of a sanctified or you know, consecrated breakfast cereal or something, right? Or like maybe like I haven't asked Ashy if Orbeez exist in her world yet, because if Orbeez exist, then maybe we can just put Orbeez in a bunch of holy water, right? And then they'll expand and we'll just like have them all over the castle. Like, I need some creative ideas to try and figure out how to sanctify and consecrate unholy ground in the name of the light. That, or we go a little metal and we have the blood of martyrs. But I'm not sure if Ashy's Dark Souls enough for that, because I could go pretty Dark Souls here, right? Just like nailing people to walls and shit, having them their blood drain into various troughs and whatever all through the castle into a holy relic in the middle of it. I've done it before, but the last time I did it, my like there's a paladin order in Eldara known as the Bjordovich, and they are some Dark Souls ass shit. They're basically villains, but they're on our side. They are dark, and last time I had the Bjordovich paladins doing a thing, it made my players visibly uncomfortable. They did not like it. They're like, oh god, this is making my skin crawl, man. They were yeah, they were not, I mean, they were cool to me, but they made my players uncomfortable. They were a little dark. They had an edge to them. So I don't know. If the castle is in a place called Africa, you could do a Toto and bless the rains there. I rate that reference a 3. Good job. Good job. That's a new record maybe for this chat, I think. So yeah, we could do that. What's up, Fountain Waters? Good to see you. Good morning. But yeah, I'm sorry, Plucci. I'm sorry, bro. Did not get to kill Vixie off last night. Not my salad. We are still on for Olive Garden, I guess. And then after the game, after the group chat faded and Ashy had to go take care of real life things, Vixie had to go slumber, Ulner and I spent the next 3 hours on Discord together in a secret group chat, chain smoking and playing Diablo 2 while doing Chaos Sanctuary runs to try and get our Amazon and Paladin to level 99. If you guys didn't know, that's what Ulner and I do. We're thinking of doing a collab soon where we just chain smoke and play Diablo 2 for 3 hours on stream this time. So I don't know. We'll see if anyone wants to watch that. Wait, no one believes us? Ah, damn it. Shit. As long as the party meets the criteria of bringing or creating enough radiant or fey magic to the realm, I'll take any answer you guys can defend. So you said that carefully after I suggested holy water Orbeez. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, yep. That's the whole thing. It was a great game. It was fun. But we did not get TPK'd, so I still have the same character, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I do not have to, because I was ready. Today, I was going to get up a new thing and be like, guys, this is my new character. And I was not kidding when I was going to make my femboy free Iwatobi Swim Club ending character that I was going to get Fish and Bacon to do a version of the official art for me. But I am not dead yet, so can't create that character. Unfortunately, today we have to just draw dragons and cool astronauts. So, yep, we just have to draw dragons and cool astronauts today. Unfortunately, I also had my my arm scan yesterday, and weirdly enough, good and bad. The good news is, because I know everyone was very concerned for my well-being. The good news is it does not look like, now, obviously, when you get a scan done, the person scanning you can't tell you too much, but this was more of a specialized appointment. So the person doing my scan on my arm and wrist to try and figure out what was wrong, he was a little more willing to talk about it. He was a little more like, hey man, where is the pain again? Because I'm not seeing anything here. You know, a little bit, he's kind of nice actually to be spoken to like a real fucking person, as opposed to just like, nope, doing scan, not talking to you, nope. And he said to me, bro, I'll be honest, man, we got to look for something else causing your pain here, because it does not look like you have carpal tunnel. Obviously, radiologists might say differently, but he's like, I'm going to keep scanning you here because it does not look. So carpal tunnel surgery looking like it might not be the thing I have to do. So I won't have to be out for like 3 or 4 weeks. The issue is basically he and I shrugged at each other. He's like, I don't fucking know why you're in so much pain, bro. Oh, God. Oh, man. Yeah, so I gotta figure out. He actually, so he was really cool because he was an artist as well, and he actually gave me some, like, he said off the record I can give you some ideas for some things to do for similar pain, whatever. So he gave me some ideas for some stretches and things to do that he's tried, and I think I'm gonna go to fancy expensive physio. Yep. I have a little bit of coverage through the health insurance that that we have through her for fancy physio, and I think I'm gonna go see fancy physio, right? Like, the problem is that whenever we go to fancy physio, Ella and I feel like shit, because it's we have to go into Calgary, right? And we have to go to like this Canadian Athlete Center. It's like this big thing. So like all the people there, like you can get into it if you ask real nicely. And Ella got into it because she hurt her hip a couple years ago, and so I can get into it. Every time we go there, though, there's like jacked 15-year-old hockey players. There's like, you know, figure skating, Olympic athletes, luge, whatever. There's all these like giga chads there in their cool little zip up fucking tracksuit Team Canada jerseys and shit. Meanwhile, Elle and I are just sitting there and like she's wearing like a Gengar t-shirt and I'm just sitting there being fat and we're like, oh god, we don't belong here. But I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go to Fancy Physio. We're gonna see. So we're gonna see how it goes. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm still kind of in the wilderness, but I'll get my official results back sometime next week, I think, and we'll see what's up. Maybe I'll go in for some extra treatment or not. But yeah, man, it does not look like I'll need to have a 3-month or 3-week recovery from carpal tunnel surgery. So I guess it's good, you know. Might hear differently though, you know. I'm not sure, man. They can't diagnose it. There's nothing they can say. If there's something wrong, they clam up. Yeah, well, normally that's how it works for ultrasounds, but this guy was like actually willing to talk to me because he was like, yeah, I'm not seeing anything where you were like supposed to get scanned on your elbow, so let's go exploring. So he might have found something else wherever, but at the end of it, he just kind of shrugged at me. I think he was like a different type of tech because I had to wait on a pretty long list to get into the scan. So I think he's like a fancier, kind of like a nurse practitioner, but for technicians or whatever, for radiology. It was pretty cool, actually. It was a really interesting experience. So usually when you go for an ultrasound or something, I don't know if anyone's out to go for an ultrasound, it's this weird thing or whatever, but it was actually pretty chill. So it was kind of nice, you know? And then, yeah, he basically said that one of the things that helps is if you like work out your forearms in a way that you're not supposed to, basically, unless you're trying to like bodybuild. It's like a thing in the gym. It's like a taboo to work on your forearms unless you're like going for pro, because it takes so much effort to get so little gain. But I might have to be doing that kind of stuff. So we'll see, man. I'll learn some exercises, hopefully go to Fancy Physio, and maybe get some electricity stuck in me or whatever. I don't know. Artist things, right? Artist things. Hope you can recuperate. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I hope so too. My arm and wrist and fingers have been bothering me for now at this point probably 5 months ish. So we'll see, bro. We'll see what happens, and see how long I can last today. Gotta improve my ergonomics. But we got paintings to make. We got dragons to draw. We have astral knights to bring to life, and no new characters that I need to play from yesterday. So good morning, Heat. Fingers crossed for you to get Fancy Physio, occupational therapy, or whatever helps you get on track. Yeah, I think we'll just try and go into physio. You know, because I have a really good like sports med, chiro, physio, whatever that I've gone to in the past, but I don't know, man. He gave me some like exercises. He helps a little bit, but it's so weird because when I was in this is a stretch. I'm not just holding my hand up behind my head back right like this. When I was in Saskatchewan, one of Ella's cousins is like, she's like a super high-end fucking whatever physio, massage, sports med, therapy, whatever. And she was doing this thing where she's like, oh, I can help you with that nerve. Here. And she does a thing on my arm. She just like fucking pressure points and then she's like, bend your wrist. And I was like, that hurts in the best way that it's possibly could hurt. So maybe if I can figure out whatever the fuck she was doing to me, and get more of that here, maybe that'll help. Maybe, I don't know. I'll just have to take a 6-month vacation from art, and I'll just write all the time, and play D&D for 12 hours a day on stream or whatever. Trigger point massage. She called it nerve flossing. Basically, she like stuffed a nerve, like a finger deep into a nerve, and then got me to move my arm or whatever. Similar to what stuff I've done at the chiro, but it's not nearly as targeted. So it was cool though. They'll go to physio, but my uncle found himself in a hospital gym and he told me that everyone there is really old. Damn, bro. Well, physio isn't like hospital stuff. Physio's like, you can there's a lot of different physios. The physio office that I'd be going to is like more of a sports med thing. So yeah. Might be a specialty hand wrist clinic here in Edmonton. They'll be better targeted. There's like a couple. So Ella said that there was one physio there that was specifically an arm, elbow, hand, wrist, whatever thingy. So I think I should be able to get in with the right kind of guy there or whatever and see what's up. But the wait list is not that long. It's like 4 weeks or something like that. So I got to make an appointment and see what's up. That, or I'll just start doing my exercises and change. I'm going to change. So I'll report back to you guys next Friday, because this week I'm going to change my gym sort of like rotation, and I'm going to add in forearm exercises every single day. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see how that works. And I'll report back to all of you, my artists and computer users, on what my findings are, to see if there's things that'll help all that. So, because we have to get me back on track. I am about to enter into a very important time where I need to be at my peak physically. Okay. Is this because of my most important project I've ever been offered, the sketches I'm doing for Quincy's book? No. Is this because my adventure is about to come out and I need to do finishing touches for that? No. Is this because in this fall I said I was going to be painting a lot more, and I actually was going to create my first illustrative concept paintings for Eldara? No. This is, of course, because a new World of Warcraft expansion was announced. All right? And I got to get myself back in gear. I got to get my item level up. If I don't get my item level up, Ashy's not going to play World of Warcraft with me. So what am I going to do about this, man? I got to get myself back in, in shape. What is your question? What was my question, Ashy? I don't know. It was probably dumb. Don't worry about it. Occupational therapy is more specialized in general physio. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to, but it's a lot of letters and numbers and shit. Ella said, "Trust me, bro." So yeah, I don't know exactly. I think it's like something occupational, whatever, something sports, this and that, fucking chiro, physio, therapeutic, ortheo, whatever, fucking orthodontic. Something along those lines. I don't know. I'll be alright. But yeah, I had to do that yesterday. Okay, so dragons. Dagrons. Because it is Smogist, okay? And if you guys didn't know, Smogist is the month of the year where we all draw dragons, okay? But I find the term Smogist to be offensive. Because how dare you say his name and then not treat your dragons with the same kind of reverence that Tolkien treated the dragon with, Smaug. How dare you say his name and then make bullshit like fucking anime brass dragons with 6 wings? Get out of here with that shit. If you're gonna draw Smaugist dragons, there's only one thing you can do. Draw real dragons. Real dragons. Big wings. Singular entities in the world. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. So, I got some of that to do, man. I got some of that shit. Alright, I gotta make sure I hit my record button. Okay. Also, you'll notice that my stream is lit differently today. It's not quite as bright. That is because I can't stand my fucking light not working. And because we got new internet and I had to reset everything, my Elgato lights will not synchronize with my new Wi-Fi network. So I can choose basically between all the lighting or none of the lighting. And I've chosen the all the lighting method all week because I've thought that I've needed it. The problem is it's giving me a fucking headache to stare at that bright ass light. You guys have no idea how bright this light goes. So, yeah. Today we're gonna have, for my head's sake, we're gonna have a little bit of a cozier, darker stream. If you want me to put on some fucking lo-fi girl music so that we can all be like Bob Ross together and shit, let me know. We can go ultra chill vibes. The problem is I don't ever want to go for cozy vibes because in the video game world, the term cozy is just a code for boring. And I hope that my one video game dev friend that's making a game that she described as being cozy didn't just hear that. And if she did, I'll double down. Fight me. But I don't know if we want cozy stream vibes today. We still gotta be active. We still gotta get after it and do some shit, man. Should be bright with the window? Yeah, it's not like this is like how my normal lighting is more along, right? Obviously, this is a lot brighter than it normally is, but it's like properly lit. So I have my light on. It's just turned at facing my wall, so I'm getting the reflection of it a little bit. So it's not just like super dark back in here, but Like early days of stream, I had like, I wanted to be in the dark. So I had like my windows closed, my blinds drawn. It was so dark. Like my earliest clips on Twitch, the ones that survived, it's so dark in here. And you know what? That's good. I kind of like it. It's nostalgic. It's nostalgic, man. All right. You can't stop me. But it's been good to be back for a full week, though. I'm happy that it is Friday and it's the end of the week. I managed to make it back and get back into the groove of things for a week. Because goddamn, bro, it has been busy. It's been busy. And it's going to continue to be busy because apparently I have to get like Patreon and a bunch of other stuff out sooner rather than later because I didn't know this because I generally try and stay out of the loop on it and things like this. But apparently we're getting a new level of tariffs in Canada. So like if you want to order any Blackwood dice or any like Evan Blair art prints and you live in America, you might want to do that in the next couple of days because apparently on like the 24th or 25th, like next week, it's gonna be extremely expensive to buy like literally anything from Canada. So I got to get all my stuff done, all my orders for things that I wanted to do out and gone and good like this weekend. So it's gonna be a bit of a marathon for me, but we're back at it, man. It's like nice when you have to take some time off or like choose to take some time off or whatever, when you finally feel like you're back in the groove of things, you know, because it kind of takes you a couple days to get back into it, to feel like you're back in your routine, or maybe that's just me. I don't know. Tariffs, needless expenses. I know, right? It's tragic, bro. But I didn't realize this because I noticed on Instagram a number of friends and other creators that I've seen have said things about this. Like, okay, hold on. What is the actual date? Let me actually get that because I should be responsible. So if I search for like who made a post about it, Witch Hazel, I think, Pax. What did Pax say about it? Okay, so Pax, this is another a dice maker that I'm friends with. Pax said, as I'm sure you've seen from other creators, which is all I get my news from, after August 29th, okay, so it's August 29th, all orders shipped to the US, including those previously tariff-free under de minimis, I don't know what this means, will be charged tariffs. For orders shipped from Canada, this is a 35% of the order value. However, goods made in Canada, like mine, can potentially continue to be shipped tariff-free if they meet exemptions under the whatever. Unfortunately, applying for the exemption is likely going to mean a lot of time and money, and right now it isn't clear. So I don't know what everyone's doing with this shit, or how it's going to work out or whatever. But it might mean that if you buy shit from me, it's you're gonna have to pay your government 35% of the value, or whatever. I don't know if I have to charge you that and pay the government, or if you have to pay the government that. I have no idea how this is going to work, but it's going to be Monka. So if people want to get stuff, I probably have to pause Patreon as well because of that for September. So if you want any Blackwood dice or Evan Blair art prints, bro, you better get them in before the 29th. And I got to get my orders and stuff shipped out today, or this weekend, I mean. I'm be going through some of that shit today that I have to do. Let me try and get my rewards out as well, because I don't know how rewards will work. I can just like mark it as a gift because there's no like purchase order that goes with it or something. You know? You know? Purple Evans streams? Why purple? What? Happy Friday, B-Town. You have to pay that if I recall. Okay, so I have to pay that. So I have to pay the American government 35%. So I don't know how any of this shit works, bro. I might just suspend all mailing to the United States of the US for a little while until I can figure out how to do this and not get in trouble. Or whatever. So this shouldn't affect any, like, obviously digital goods that I do, like coffee sketches, anything like that. But yeah. I'm gonna have to get stuff out this week. What I might have to do is I think I have to like get any physical goods gone, and then any digital goods that I owe people for Patreon stuff I can keep doing. So we might be getting Patreon for free pretty soon here. Let's go, man. I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm doing, right? I ain't gonna stop it. It's just gonna be a thing. Select. Oops. All right. Thank you. All right, we're gonna do some bright highlights here. Make our clouds look a little fancy. A little fancy, man. This is some Photoshop cheaty pants shit right here. Do as I say, not as I do, young artists. Is your stuff being tariffed? Probably. Apparently it will be now. So apparently it looks like the there was like a small business, goods under $800, whatever, exemption for stuff. But apparently at the end of August, there'll be like a 35% on basically fucking everything. So now it finally applies to me, supposedly. So y'all want some shit, bro. It's going to be like, I'm going to have to just like increase prices on everything by 35% so people who really want stuff can still get it. But, you know, because if I have to lose 35% margin on like prints and stuff, it's just not worth it to ship to the US anymore. It ain't worth it. Can't do it, unfortunately. The context and consistent with Canada's commitment to USMCA, I'm announcing today that Canadian government will now match the United States by removing all of Canada's tariffs on US goods, specifically covered by USCA, he said, posted 15 minutes ago. So 15 minutes ago, the tariff threat was canceled. So around when I started talking about this. Wait, what? I'm confused. It was not? Uh-oh. Who's posting about this shit? I stopped the tariffs confirmed? Canada's dropping its tariff. The US is not. Oh. We will now match the United States by removing all of our Canadian tariffs on US goods. But then why would they say match the United States? Why would they use the word match? I'll have to look into this. That's interesting. I'm confused now. We gotta go to the source on this. Or, you know what, actually.
Hello there. Oh, Dragon.
Yo, what's up, Zenix? Thanks 100 bits, man. Thanks, bro. Thank you. Apparently now I don't need to owe 35 bits to the American government, though, so thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, Brain cannot keep up with the flip-flopping changes. Actually, though, right? Just do crime and tax evade? Bro, I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. You know I'm such a good boy with my taxes? Because Ella and I get our taxes done by a dude that... a tax firm that is far more high-end than we could afford, but does it as a favor because the guy who owns the firm was a friend with Ella's late father, so he does it for us, which is really nice. So I don't know how my taxes work, to be honest. I just kind of give him the stack of stuff. And then every once in a while, someone from his office will call me and be like, are you trying to like claim Magic the Gathering cards? I'm like, yes. Like, how? And I'm like, research. They're like, what do you do again? Art? Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, all right, fair enough. Sure, man. I gotta do everything. I gotta do everything right, man. I gotta be a good boy. I can't finesse the system, okay? I can't finesse the system. Or else I would. Know that I would. Canada will remove all tariffs on goods from the United States that are covered by the Canadian-US-Mexico Agreement by September 1st, Prime Minister Mark Carney announced Friday. But that doesn't mean that America has removed all the tariffs on Canadian goods, though, right? So that means I can buy prints from Guapo's print store, but Guapo can't buy prints from my... Wait, Guapo's in Europe. Never mind, bad example. Wait, so I can buy prints from Nixolotl's print store, but Nixolotl can't buy prints from my print store now? Without paying tariff? Alright. Alright. God. Dude, this is so exhausting, man. I mean, look, hey. You want any Blackwood dice or Evmler art? You should probably just get it in now, just to be sure, before August 29th, or before August 20 whatever, so I can ship it out before August 29th or whatever it is. Let's just be safe on this one, all right? Let's just be safe, okay? I don't know what's going on, so... Damn, bro. Damn. Well, I gotta look into this. Thank you guys for doing some digging for me and trying to help me figure this out, but... Okay. We are drawing dragon flesh here. That is what we're going to do today for a little bit. Okay. Where was I? All right. All right. All right. Time to Dagron. It is exhausting. You need an economics and political science degree to understand this nonsense. Fair enough. Fair enough. And to think, I was contemplating buying a very expensive printer. I was at the camera store yesterday. Okay, buying my expensive paper for. Wait, the trading cards.
Wait a minute. Why no TPK in this stream?
Bro, my fucking dreams just got TPK'd. Wait, no, the trading cards. I was gonna do pre-orders this week because I finished my first test packages, and I was gonna send shit out in like late September. Oh fuck, really? Okay. This might have just ruined my week. There's a non-zero chance that my week has just been ruined. We'll have to see. We'll have to see, okay? Non-zero chance week has been ruined. I shall report back to you guys. No, dude. That'd be terrible. That'd be actually tragic. Unironically tragic. Not like the regular ironic tragedies that we deal with. Bro, no, man. Well, what now, I guess? That might screw all my plans over. That's it. Trading cards available to Europeans only, apparently. Europeans and the one Canadian that's going to want them. What's up, Steve? It's good, man. We talked about all the news with the trading, or with the trading cards, with the game, and apparently I didn't get TPK'd yesterday, so, you know, happy day. It's a good one out there, to be honest. It's a good one. It's a good time to be a D&D player in our campaign. Dude, no, man. This could be terrible. I knew I should have gotten stuff done in the early summer that I said I was going to do in the late summer because I didn't have time to do it in the early summer. I knew it. I knew it. Looks like it might be exempt under 800 according to this tariff calculator website. That's the way it currently works, by the way. Is if it's under $800, it's currently exempt. That's the current way that it works. But the concern from all the creators and shit is that it is now no longer exempt if it is if it's under 800, or at least with the new changes, or however it's supposed to work. So we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just gotta hope, gotta keep spirits up, all right? Bro, this whole trade war thing, man, it's so exhausting. Why are we trade warring? God. Oh well. Oh well. Time to focus on Dungeons and Dragons and making art. We'll figure it out later. Smarter people than me will figure it out, I'm sure. And then I won't have to worry about it anymore. Sick. Sick. Oh, wait. That is not a locked layer. Now it's locked. Okay, good. Because make their warnings too cringe? Yeah, right. Could we have just competed in World of Warcraft to decide, like, all trade wars and shit? There's most discussion on tariffs. Are we on the U.S. tariffs on dice and stuff, where the tariff has to be collected in Canada and remitted to the U.S., which has resulted in most companies stopping shipments to the U.S.? I think so. I think so. Well, Steve, you might have fucking free reign on all trading card related things, because I might release my, like, do pre-orders for stuff and just tell the Americans, look, man, I'm sorry, but if you want any trading cards, you have to pay 35% extra, because the government doesn't want my trading cards, apparently. Apparently all of America doesn't want Evan Blair Art trading cards. The entirety of the United States of America has spoken. Universally, they've decided they don't want Eldar Art trading cards. They said, Evan, you didn't draw enough cat girls, and thusly we do not want your trading cards. We do not care for them, in fact, sir. And get bent. Or something along those lines. I don't know. I don't know how the conversation went exactly, but I'm just kind of guessing here. Just kind of spitballing. Throwing stuff out there. Potentialities, possibilities for how this went. You know. US has scrapped the $800 de minimis rule. Learn how August 29th, 2025 tariffs changing in practice your Etsy, Shopify store, and the steps to keep your margins safe. Yes, you have to meet the USMCA requirements to avoid tariffs now. Yeah, what? So I have to like apply for it or something now, or what? Like, is that what I have to do? I have to apply for America to love me. How do I apply for America to like me? What do I have to do? How do I? I know. Is Vixie live? I can ask her. I've never hoped that Vixie's live so bad in my entire life. I don't think her stream is really, though. She's been all over the place, though. Damn it. Really, though. Damn it. My automatic go-to button for Twitch is a bookmarked page for Ashy of Heart, in which she is suggesting I watch my own stream. That's hilarious and very sweet. But also, Vixie isn't live. I can't ask her now. Go more. Lady's live and Lady's American. Maybe I could ask Lady. I don't know. Oh well. Oh well. I'll have to ask Vixie later, alright? Someone remind me when Vixie's live to ask her how to get America to like me. Okay. Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Wait, what? How do I get my spikes in here? There we go. There we go. Okay. Oops. Whoops. It's not... That's too much, man. That's too heavy-handed. Oh god, I'm trying to have my dragons blend in here, not... blend out? Wait. Website Superbox has linked to the legal PDF. Okay, I'll need that. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll need to see what I have to do. USMCA requirement. Huh. I think I can probably, I'll be honest, I can probably wait it out. I can probably wait it out. Like, legit, I could probably wait it out. Yeah, I wonder how that affects things like Patreon, though, you know? I wonder how it affects things like that kind of work that I do. That kind of silly nonsense. I have to, like I said, I gotta figure out how to get America to like me. And if I start listening to Taylor Swift and cheering for the Kansas City Chiefs, they'll let me in. To think I could have gone and worked at Blizzard and got my green card by now. But instead I chose to stay home and not. What a mistake. What a throw. I know better for next time, okay? I'll do better. Well, at least I have Canadian conventions. What if this would affect something like going to Gen Con or whatever? You know? Make it harder for Canadian vendors to go to American conventions. Or just have to double down on Twitch. I'm pretty sure that shit's still treated for tax, whatever nonsense. At least I hope to God at this point. Dude, carving shapes out of for wings is so relaxing. It's like literally one of my favorite things to paint at this point. I know it's kind of a toxic take, but I just want to paint wings and environments and fiery landscapes. No more character arts. That's it. I'm done. Retiring.
Wings? What
yes.
are we having? Bone in or boneless?
Bone in. But only the double bone. Because the single bone wings suck. Thanks for 100 bits, Jerry. I appreciate it. Thank you for your contribution to the Rescue Evan from American Terrorist Fund. I appreciate your contribution. I appreciate your considerations. They will go very far in this in these trying times. You will not get any rewards for your bits though, apparently, because I can't send that, so shit. I didn't think this through. Actually, now I'm realizing. Ah, shit. Look at him, man. Look at these fancy wings, dude. We have too much blue in our red here, I think. Gotta add more yellow and more orange. Warm it up. Saturate it. Yeah. Then I'll do some really cool stuff to have like the light going through it. It's like I think we can just cheaty pants this actually with color dodge. Might be able to just dodge through the wings. Let's just try this actually. This might work exceptionally or be awful. Nope, that worked exceptionally. Sometimes, man. Sometimes. I just gotta actually like blend it out now. But the color picking worked, so that's great. I see your stupid green goblin moment in DM. I had to chuckle about it. No, I have not. I'm sorry. Been very bad about checking my DMs over the last little while. I have a stack right now. I have a stack that I'm not proud of, that I've been exceptionally bad about. So please forgive me. Even though I ought not deserve it, I still beg of it. I am, well, I'd say I'm doing my best, but I know I can do better, so. I wonder if I can bring out my pencil brush for any of these details. You know? If that's like, I can kind of bring in some of the, Let's see. Because this shit is me trying to figure out how to paint again. How to be a real artist once more. And it's going well, I think. I'm enjoying the process anyway, but I understand that it's a slow grind. I'm gonna be patient, alright? Skills will come back slowly. About slower than I'd like, but... that red in there, I think, is probably the right color for our deep shade here. Ooh, yeah, man. Actually, it's working out. Holy. I love it when this shit comes together. Yeah. I'm painting like Seb McKinnon. Meanwhile, Seb McKinnon's just deeply offended that I even suggested I could paint like him. Oh, this is cool, man. I like the way this is working out. I might orange it up a little bit to warm the dragon up a bit, because it's a bit cool, but I don't honestly hate it right now. I think we can throw some, like, deeper, like, ooh. Deeper crimson in there. Some of the highlights. And then pull it back. Pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. It's always a push and pull with this shit, man. Sample, paint, brush, resample, repaint, rebrush. Repeat. That is our processes. Looks so cool. Thanks, Brooklyn. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. Like I said, I'm just having fun with these, man. All right. Looks passable by the end of it, then that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. I do want to have, like, maybe if I can, make some of these paintings available at the various conventions and the sort. I think it'd be fun. People seem to enjoy the paintings of dragons and sketches of dragons quite a bit, so... like we were talking about yesterday, they seem to do well amongst the NerdCon crowd for the normally people who just buy fan art side of things. They like dragons for some reason. They accepted it. They didn't renounce the non-dragon or non-fan art dragon art, which is great. Hopefully the painting side of things is accepted too. People don't just want sketches and shit. Yeah, flooding, I would have not guessed would have happened for you guys. Levels up, that sucks. Sort of happened. Yeah, I know, it did. Like it was awful. It was the worst. Everything flooded. Somehow, some way, insurance is like agreeing to sort of cover it. We're still in the limbo where insurance is trying to tell us that the flooding is not the flooding that they said that they would cover. Like, we said we'd cover flooding, sure, but like, we didn't mean like flooding from water if like an event happened that caused it to flood. We meant like, you know, great biblical floods. And we're like, oh, that's what the insurance is. Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. Thank you for clarification. So, currently, we're still seeing to what extent it's going to be a nightmare to get stuff approved and figured out and whatever, but a lot of it's repaired, a lot of it's done. I put my books away. Downstairs is still a little bit out of sorts, but up here in my office, it's pretty much back to normal. Bedroom's doing better. Basically all good. But it's been a rough month, man, for that. That's why I invoked my no pestering me about things rule on stream. Because I was gone for 2 weeks, and then like the first like fucking 3 streams I was live, it was like, bro, Evan, have you seen this? Bro, where's my that? Bro, did you get this? Bro, I sent you a message 2 weeks about doing this thing, bro. Like, dude, guys, I need like a place where I can give updates. Like, oh, I didn't know, man, I'm sorry. For like, that's why I haven't messaged about your commission, or this is why I haven't done this or that. I need to like I don't know, because like my Twitter's not going to work for it. I don't think people don't use Twitter enough. When I post shit like, hey, by the way, my commissions are going to be late by another couple weeks because I'm not whatever, and then no one sees it. No one knows. Who doesn't love a good dragon? Well, you'd be surprised. So, like, actually, at GameCon. So, Edmonton Expo was the worst for all this, like, fan art wanting shit. But GameCon, there's a couple people. One person I do remember, I forgot to tell a story. I knew that there'd be stories that I remember that I forgot to tell, like, right after GameCon weekend in June. But one that I had forgotten about, and I keep forgetting to tell on stream, which is kind of funny, is this one person was like looking at my dragons and stuff, and they're like, wow, this is all like really cool. Like, so is this all from something? And I'm like, no, this is my art that I do for my D&D campaign and world that I'm building and like making an adventure, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, it's cool. So it's like not from anything like that I would know, like whatever. I'm like, no, it's like all original stuff. They're like, oh, it's cool. It's cool. They're like, yeah, I mean, this dragon's like really cool. They like the sketch one. They're like, I would like get it if it was from something probably. So it's really nice. Keep up the good work. And like, I kind of took a minute to register that. I was like, wait, you would buy the print because you liked it if it was from something. So like, you don't even have to know what it's from. You want it to be from something. Is that a thing? This is the kind of person that you can sell Funko Pops to, right? That like has never seen the show or read the comic or whatever, but they'll buy the Funko Pop because it's like from a thing that they would know as a nerd. Right? Is that like the meta? I think that's the meta, guys. I think I've cracked the code. I found the meta. People want stuff to be from something. Found the hard way. Sewer main is covered up. 10k leaks from appliances are fully covered, right? They don't want to cover anything, man. Announcements channel in Discord. Well, even then, I did make an announcement about like how, hey guys, there's flooding. I won't be around for whatever. Fuck you guys. And then people like that I know are in our Discord are sending me messages and shit like, bro, where's my mail? Bro, my mail didn't arrive. Evan, can you check my whatever? Yo, when am I getting my rewards? Bro, when is this going out? Bro, I want, when is your commissions gonna be open? Like, shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Check announcements? Maybe I just have to message people individually. Just DM them all on their own, one after another. I gave my mods full authority to fucking time out anybody that comes into chat and asks me about stuff this week. The pestering can be left to DMs. I don't want to think about it during stream. Want pop culture art. They gotta go to NerdCon to do nerd culture stuff. I guess, right? They just want the NerdCon stuff. I know this is a thing, man. Still too new to this, Nyx. Wait, what? Oh, okay, we're good. Yeah, the flooding was pretty rough, man. It was like, get back from trip, deal with all that, dog, sick, house flood, welcome the fuck home. But I didn't want to like, I don't want to give too many updates about stuff, right? Because I have friends and colleagues, I suppose, people I'm friendly with, but not friends, that are like other streamers and stuff, that are just, I see on Twitter, they're just consistently whining about how hard their life is. And so, sure, sometimes they have like a good reason, but I find that if you like, nobody really wants to be around that. So I try not to like complain too much about stuff on Twitter or whatever. I don't want like too many posts or whatever to be like a diary entry just whining about, guys, my house flooded, my dog's sick, I'm injured, my whatever's, you know, my car got broken into, my dog's on fire, my beehive.
Visitors, how exciting.
Right? Yo, Akiri, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Welcome in, guys. How's stream? How's stream? What are y'all getting up to over there? What's going on? What y'all doing? Welcome in, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Were you also drawing Dagrons? Good morning. Good to see you guys. I think we gotta do a little dragon arm here. Reaching down on stuff. Kind of reaching over the cliff. We're gonna have to blend this guy into the rock face because there's a lot of like highlight on the rock that doesn't translate to the dragon. You know? So, I have to do some of that, I guess. Yellen, thanks for the follow. We drew and played some Valorant. I like that vibe. Drawing, playing some games, chilling out. That's great, dude. I wish I could play games on my channel once in a while. I don't think my chat would tolerate it. Be like, get this shit out of here, Evan. Where is my cat girl art? And I'll say I'm sorry. That's a great vibe, dude. Well, hope you had a good time over there. Yo, go drop a follow and show some love, yo. Say what's up to our new friends. It'll be nice. Say hello. Oh, I was on the wrong layer for like at least 12 brush strokes. I was on the wrong layer. That's gonna happen today, alright? We just sort of match our highlights here with the rock a little bit. So that it's not super weird and off-putting and not looking, oops, anywhere near the same. But we can blend that in later. Like, I'm curious what this is going to look like, the actual dragon painting process on the speed paint, because we start with some pretty, like, vague shapes and kind of, like, narrow in from there, so I am curious. If it's going to look terrible or not. Suppose we'll have to find out the hard way. Yeah, it's a spiky boy. Yeah, it's a spiky boy. We'll give it a bright, glowing. Maybe we'll have his mouth just sort of like, just ever so gently pursed. The same kind of glow. Ooh, it's kind of cool. As long as it reads far away. That's the important thing. And then as long as the shadows and shit look consistent, then it's all good. We're not going to go too deep into the rendering on this because it's a pretty small painting. It's not super tiny, but it's also not, you know, huge or whatever. I made prints for the last like speed painting I did of this size, and they actually turned out okay. What I haven't tried is the 13x19 one, so I don't know if they scale up that high. Which is why I didn't add it to my print store or anything yet, you know? Art's amazing. Oh shit, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Today we're just BSing with finishing a little speed painting, and then I got some character art to finish for a very important character in our D&D world. Hopefully, that one doesn't die too. Hopefully we don't lose another character to the great and almighty evil DM. Wait, that's me. Wait, shit. I'm the problem. The mods are right about me. I'm the issue. Yeah, I kind of like this guy, actually. He's a little chunkier than I thought he'd be, but I kind of don't mind him. I'm being honest. What if we brightened him up a little bit? Pump the saturation up just a smidge. How's that? Probably can't detect that on your like phone screen or whatever you're watching, but on my tablet I see the difference pretty starkly. We'll do our other guy on the right here. Similar treatment of colors, so we'll figure out the colors in the first one and then translate it all over to our secondary Dagrond. And then we'll do the proper like lighting stuff that I want to do. So we shall see. We shall see what this looks like. And then I think after they're done, I need to blend them into the rocks a little bit better, and that's going to be a bit of a nuisance, but the process was maybe not that well thought through when I was doing the organizing the painting at the beginning. But technically for a speed painting, I think it'll work out, so. Have to go back for sure. Love the vibe and your incredible talent, dude. I appreciate it. Well, I have to go snoop your channel if you don't mind. I have to go stalk my artist colleagues and peers, if it's okay with you. But thanks for stopping by. Do you, Dragon King? I could have never guessed that you're a dragon art enjoyer. Never would have occurred to me. I wouldn't have arrived there at any point in time, so. I'm glad you like it. It's fun to do. Ooh, we got a long boy here. We gotta, I think, carve a little bit of that out here. There we go. There we go. A little more in line. It's still pretty long, and I'm fine with that, but less long than it was before. It was a little unruly there. Maybe that's okay. It's just a bit much, you know? Just a bit much. Okay, give me a sec. I have to go check on Yuna a couple times today because I have to go make sure she's okay. Because Ella's gone. I realized I'm in live for like an hour, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab new water. When I come back, we'll try and finish this one dragon off, then probably move on to the Astral Knight right quick. No revolts. I'm watching y'all. Alright. We good. We chilling. We back. Alright. It's time. We got Dagrons to draw. Trogdors to... Or wait, Trogs to door. There we go. Got there eventually. Also some pretty aggressive highlighting I need to do on these guys, I forgot. Man. Almost like it's hard to draw stuff. These little scribbles and stuff I gotta clear out. Now I'm contemplating throwing in a dragon story to this new game that's being played. It's so funny because after we watched the Critical Role thing yesterday, it's like a big part of me has been contemplating D&D the exact same way. It seems like Critical Role's been contemplating D&D. What with the whole West Marches style because people don't have time. I'm gonna lean more into it. I'm gonna try and like compose the game in like seasons, you know, so it's never like this massive thing that has to be committed to right up front, because that's cringe. Could you imagine? You need to commit to years of your life for D&D. No one is that committed besides maybe Ella Blackwood. Maybe Ulner. Maybe I can convince Ulner to play D&D with me for 3 years. Besides that, nope. Nope. It's actually been really fun to do, like, kind of, like, not really like personal project, but art for the game from more of a standpoint of like, this game is going to not really affect stuff to do with like Eldara and stuff immediately. So it's kind of like freeing. I forget how liberating it is to create stuff that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But I think I want to create like my NPCs pretty quick here. So I might do a little like, I don't know, marathon type thing. I used to do like more stream events where I'd have like a something week. I think I want to kind of try and bring some of that back a little bit. Just a smidge. We have like NPC week for the new game. Every day. Try and finish a portrait of another character for it. Last time I did that, I think, was Requests Week. That was fun, though. Got a lot of really cool ideas that week. How many teeny tiny Among Us are hidden in this art? Ooh. If you find all of them, you get a level up card voucher for your D&D game that your DM has to abide to. Otherwise, they don't get invited back to Xbox 360 nights. Look, I'll give you like vouchers and stuff for your home D&D game. Don't think I won't. You have to find all of them in this one, or else you don't get your voucher. You don't get your voucher, and then your favorite VTuber will un-VIP you in chat. It is like traumatizing to mess this up, so don't do it. Don't screw it up. I'm only warning you once. Well, it kind of works out, actually. I wasn't sure if this would work. I'm pleased with the progress, then. Yeah, there's only one hidden orb in here, though, so my chat leaves me alone about that for at least a day. Where's the orb, Evan? I don't know. If you can't find it, you aren't worthy of it, apparently. I wonder if I can make my chat happy by drawing the orbs that float around Xalatath for World of Warcraft fan art. Wonder if that'll be like a compromise that they'll accept. They're very discerning, so I don't know. Might not happen. I'll try and run it and see if they accept it. I know. It's the worst, isn't it? But I really want to do something with dragons, and like I only have one dragon token that I've ever made. And I think it's my favorite like gameplay token that I've ever done. And I really, really need an excuse to use it because I never actually used it for my game. I made it for requests on Patreon. I never actually used it though. For my own home games. And I feel like that's like a generally tragic mistake that could have been avoided. Could have been avoided, man. Better artists would have done it the right way. I think people love more than Xalatath's orb are her feet. Well, that's the thing. If I'm afraid if I draw Xalatath and I don't draw feet, then everyone will be like, where feet? Right? But if I do draw Xalatath and I draw exposed feet, like, you know, one of the weirdest pieces that I've ever did that I ever got like the strange comments on were I did this piece of a character that my friend Galaxy Goldfish played in our little D&D game thingy that we did on stream. I drew this character named Runa, okay? And this was upsetting. Check this out. This is very upsetting. The amount of people that were like, feet, exposed toes, grippers. It was unsightly. Alright? Everything else of this character, equally or more salacious. Okay? And the only thing anyone could focus on was feet. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm afraid if I draw Xalatath, I don't draw feet, people will lose their mind. I'm afraid if I do draw feet, then I'll get, like, an entire new following that I don't want to have. There's an entire, like, category of the internet that I just don't want to follow me. It's why I don't take anthro commissions, because last time I did anthro characters, I got weird DMs. I got the weird DMs after that. I got people in my sliding in there in my DMs being like, hey man, so like I saw you drew like a Catman Tabaxi warrior. What's the likelihood that you'll draw? And then they ask me for something heinous, profane that I can't repeat on stream. You're like, why would you think one would lead to the other? What the hell, man? Like, oh, I don't know. I just thought that maybe, you know, I was just hoping that maybe yeah, never mind. Okay, bye. Like, oh my god, they're desperate out here. They are desperate. So I have to be very careful of the kind of work that I do, the kind of pieces that I draw, as to not upset and agitate the larger sphere of the wrong side of the art community. What did I walk into? You walked into stream today where we're drawing dragons, Ronnie. Welcome in. So mad we don't see your feet in the new expansion cinematic. Don't we? Really? Are you sure? I thought I saw a toe. I thought I saw a toe. Maybe I was too distracted by Lorthamar's braids or Lady Liadrin's chin. That could have been easily it. Could have easily been distracted by either one of those things and probably be understandable, right? Hopefully anyway, it's understandable. But I don't know. I don't know. Do we like the expansion trailer? Because I didn't love it, but a lot of the people that I feel like would have not loved it were like, "Oh, it's pretty good, man." I just feel like it didn't like say anything. It was like kind of lame, right? I don't know. I wanted something, not just like, "Oh, we're in Silver Moon, and then we were attacked, but then we weren't attacked instead, so there was no attacked." Good job. It wasn't like she didn't like I was expecting like Lady Leadrin to call some like fucking Naru nuclear bomb fucking bunker buster level like light lord shit or whatever to reveal something. But like lore wise, I was just kind of meh. It was just kind of meh. Only in promo pictures, really. I can't believe they did that. But you see angsty Arator with his dragon tattoos and mohawk braid. There's no way. There's no way they would give him angsty dragon tattoos and a mohawk braid. Arator, no, they wouldn't ruin that character. No, come on. No, they learned their lesson. They learned their lesson not to make their characters weird. Blizzard knows better. They know better. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Nope. Copy him. Wait, it's real? No. Don't. No. Okay, hold on. Warcraft. I might have to ruin my week. Midnight Arator. Arator's new look, or look at Arator's new model coming in Midnight. Let's see. Let's find out. Let's see what Reddit has to say. View spoiler. That's a risky click on stream, but we're in r/wow, so I think it's probably safe. Wait, was that a link? I don't. Hold on. Links are my Twitch blocks links in my chat. I saw some stars. Let me go digging here. Get to know Arator and Midnight Levelings. Have more views on him. Oh my! What the? Why? Why? Come on, man. Okay. I thought that bearded women dwarves were like... We all thought they learned their lesson. When the internet universally said no thank you. You're right, he is just the angsty teenager. Oh, mom and dad been gone for 1,000 years and I'm gonna whine about it. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, well, you know what? I'm still gonna give it. It's the expansion could still be good, right? It could still be good. It could be good. It could still be good, right? It could still be good. It might be okay. Yep. Make a new character at that point. Damn, bro. You think so? Think that would help? Think that would actually help? Well, all right. All right. So it is then. It could still be good. It could be fine, right? It could be fine. It might be okay. It might still be good. It might be fine. The expansion might be good. The expansion might be okay. Shut up. You're not taking me my copium from me, okay? They may take my copium, but they'll never take my freedom. I'm gonna shrink our boy down here a little bit. Kind of wanted it down. Down, down, down a little bit more. There we go. We're further in the background. Actually, I mean, I don't know. Should we just kill this dragon altogether? I feel like he's just kind of a distraction, right? Kind of. Let me put him on a different layer. I'm gonna think about it. Make him a lot smaller. He just has to be smaller, I think. And then fit in with the background a little bit more. Let me try some shit here, okay? Seems to not be as out there as our other dragon here. Kind of helps it a little bit. No, I don't know if I like him. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. He's just a distraction. Every time I look over at the other one, I just keep thinking, why is that dragon there? Compositionally, what is he doing? Not balancing shit. Parents are still married, but sleeping in separate rooms. Yeah, we know how that goes, man. We know how that goes. Yeah, I remember when my parents separated and moved out, but they were still together. I've been through this fucking Torelli, and I know what happens, bro. You did miss the D&D story, Selesian. It happened right at the beginning of the stream, so... Yep. The rewind in the VOD. It's like 10 minutes, alright? The old look was generic, but in Judgment, I mean, which is sick AF. Yeah, she's still wearing Judgment, chest gloves, legs. Yeah, I mean, the armor looks cool. Maybe not the shoulders, but... I don't know. Imagine having Judgment shoulders and replacing with generic gold eagles, right? Dude, exactly, okay. Praise them for killing Eridor's Drift because they added new sick flame capes. That's the stuff from the Legion remastered or remix, right? Legion remix? Something like that? I don't know. Yeah. But there's an armor set that goes with it, right? I don't know. I might actually play through the Legion remix thingy a bit because Legion was a great time for me. I enjoyed Legion thoroughly. Okay? I enjoyed it thoroughly. Ooh, there we go. That's what needed to happen. Color harmonization. Just did a clipping mask overlay layer with that and easy clap. You need to brighten it up a little bit. Some reflections of the light, the fire. Just in there. Ever so slightly. Unless we make his tail like kind of burning. Ooh, that's cool too. I like that. Never mind. That's pretty rad. Obviously the wings need to have that final bit of light going through them. detail's cool, but it doesn't really read well, unfortunately, I don't think. Much better. Much better, man. Am I color dodge? No, I'm not. That works better. Okay, dagger on time, man. Couple finishing touches here on the actual piece, and I think we're good to go. I think we're good. I think we're in it now. 4 armor sets with 4 capes. I don't care about the set. Looks good with the cape. The cape is pretty cool, though. You know, I will admit. The cape is kind of rad. The armor set I thought looked like a new like demon hunter thing or whatever. If it's like for everybody, that's cool, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know how much I care about it. I don't know how invested I am. Dual fell green purple, white gold, red dark. The white gold looked really good. Yeah. I was a fan. I was a fan of that shit. I still don't have the upgrade for the expansion because I got to message my friend on the WoW team because I don't want to pay $120 for the expansion. It's really annoying for him whenever he has to like get me like any Blizzard products for the friends and family discount. It's really annoying for him, but I also just don't want to pay. I don't want to pay the full 120 Canadian, man. I don't want to do it. Leave me alone. Understandable, right? Right? Right. Okay, let me try something here with this. I'm gonna try smashing this all together now. My 3 layers I have. Merge group. Okay. There are reflections in there. Yeah, that's sick. I like this, man. This is a good piece. I don't think I want to overwork it. I think I'm pleased. I'm content where it is. I think we're about done on this. Maybe I'll look back on it in a day or two and make a couple little changes and adjustments, but I think for today, we're about done. Alright, we gotta sign it. This is number 11, I think? Yeah. Somewhere around there. Alright, ready? Ready? Ooh, I want to try something. Hold on with the video. I'm gonna end the recording here. Why'd my stream go dark for a second there? What the fuck? The hell? Alright, that was weird. OBS, okay. Luckily I can write mine off on taxes because it's also for work. Well, I can too, but the problem is I just write off so much stupid shit for my taxes that I feel like I feel like I can't, like, you know? Like it just says a lot of stuff I write off, so similarly as for work. Found you on Insta and my immediate reaction was, what the fuck is so clean? Dude, Spring, thank you. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. I'm honored, dude. Thank you. And welcome to the signature. Very excited for player housing. Did you hear they're adding import features so you can design custom stuff and others can import it? Yeah, I honestly, I'll be honest about this and real upfront. I get it's my shame. The main reason I still have my Final Fantasy 14 sub is because I like interacting with the housing feature. And I was really thinking that the player housing in World of Warcraft would be kind of lame. Just because, like, dude, anything that happens with the WoW engine is like, it's really chunky, it's really tough, it's really not. It's a bad time. But the player housing system is really, really good. And they do even things that I think are better than Final Fantasy's player housing system by a good margin in some ways. Like not having to glitch things into fruition and allowing for more rooms and a larger expanded interior and not having set plots or whatever or something, you know? So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. Paint's looking pretty. Thanks, Legion. I'm glad you like it. I think so. This painting is going to be the August Patreon piece. So I got to get this out and good because there's only like I have till the 29th to be able to send out August Patreons. It might be the last Patreon I send out for a while because of the tariffs. So that's why I want to finish this off early and get it good now because yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll be able to get it or get stuff out in the fall with the new changes. Who knows? But I don't know. Yeah, it's nice. I like this one. Looks good. I gotta see if it scales up to 13 by 19 though. Gotta try that. There was Soul So Breezy. Oh, I love Soul. Yeah, his channels look really good. I would watch Soul during the times that I don't play a lot of WoW or that I'm like in between patches or not feeling it because I feel like his enthusiasm for the game makes me happy. So yeah, I like him. Guys Hansen at the event a while back. He'll run an HOA. So I wonder how the neighborhoods work. Like, do you just like create a guild neighborhood or something? Can you create a private neighborhood or do you have to like, there's no plots here or whatever, right? There's not like a set amount of houses. It's not like they're limiting it or anything or tying it to a sub or anything, are they? We do the raids first time without looking up mechanics. We go in blind, learn. It's fun. End of season, he does all paladin raid. That's cool, man. Yeah, he was a great creator. I followed him for a while. I like seeing him getting more official opportunities with Blizzard, you know? You have guild and private, but they require a character like making a guild does. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. But you can have like, so that's cool because that means that we'll have a little neighborhood. So I don't have a guild in World of Warcraft. I run a guild, but it's just for like me and like some IRL friends. And we've been doing that for like since probably I think the last time I was in a guild, like a real guild, was probably like MOP or whatever. And then I made our own guild so that my wife had a place that she could just chill because she never liked logging on and just like missing out and not knowing anybody in the guild, feeling awkward and whatever, showing up to raid after whatever. And I get it was weird, so I made our own guild just for us and invite our friends and whatnot. And in Legion, we were part of an SGA that was raiding with a bunch of friends from Blizzard, which is awesome. I was like tanking with the head of all of Weapon Mobile. She was really cool. She was really fun. It was a cool time. That was like Legion BFA. And since then, we basically just done like Mythic Plus and chilled. Haven't like done any big guild or raids or anything like that. And then everyone like in that guild has basically quit the game for the most part, except for, yeah, actually basically everybody. So I don't know, maybe people will come back to the housing. All the boys will come back to the game. We'll see. I hope so. Be kind of fun actually. You can join a community instead of your guild one. Oh, you know, that's That'd be kind of fun, actually. Maybe. They don't necessarily just want player housing with just like, if none of the if the boys come back and they don't want to actually play the game, they play it for like 2 weeks and then bounce. I don't want to just have like an empty like street for a neighborhood. Begs looking epic. Thanks, Sabine. I'm glad you like it. I think we're gonna leave it here for the speed painting. I'm just looking at it for a couple more minutes here. But I think we're gonna leave it here. I think. Pretty sure. I think this is gonna be the print for Patreon this month, for August. So the last one I did was like pretty cool as far as like speed paintings converted into Patreon. It also made for a really good trading card, so that was fun. I did the promos. I still have to cut the sheets because I have all the uncut sheets for this month's Patreon. I really want to find a way to cut my cards a little bit easier than having to do it by hand, but I feel like the only way I can do it with precision and like the right kind of like care is to do it by hand, because the kind of paper I use is just stupid for actual, you know, I don't know. Enjoy your Patreon, David. Well, if you want the print, and so this month will be, it'll be, I don't know what the sticker is going to be yet. The magic item is going to be something along these lines, and then it's going to come with a trading card of this, a promo, and the print. So if you want the print and everything, and you want to sign up for a month and cancel because you just want this month's print, that's totally fair. I don't know if I'll upload it to my print store. Actually, there's a good chance I will, but not for a little while, because I'll try and like do them in batches, like store updates. So if you want the print, like, you can just chill for a couple of weeks or months or whatever. But I am worried about shipping to the US because the whole fucking tariffs thing, man. I don't know what to do about it. I figured it out. That is kind of my husband and I in Final Fantasy 14. It's just basically us in our little free company. The other people are some IRL friends who no longer play. Yeah, the problem is I'm going to call out my friends who play World of Warcraft. They all got in their feelings about it. So, you know, like what I realized about certain games like World of Warcraft that are so big and so part of like your personality, your identity, that the issue is with a lot of people is they can't admit that they don't really want to play a game because it's not that good right now, right? They can't say like, man, this expansion isn't really hitting me or whatever. Just, I don't want to play this or do that or whatever. A lot of people have to make this big like declaration of hating a game forever or loving a game forever, right? Like they all left World of Warcraft at around Shadowlands to go join the Exodus to Final Fantasy 14 at that time, the Asmongold Final Fantasy 14 era. And they all made this like big, like, I'm never going to buy another sub to World of Warcraft. It's the worst game ever. I don't want to do this anymore. I am now a Final Fantasy player. Like, it was this like big tribal alignment. I never really related to that, you know, because if a game's good, you play it. If a game isn't good, you don't play it. But every time I've like asked the group, like, yo, you guys gonna try the new expansion? They're always just like, no, I don't play World of Warcraft anymore. I'm like, okay, do you want to like play this expansion? No, I can't. You're like, why not? I can't, because I don't play anymore. You're like, you can play for an expansion if you want or for a patch. You're like, no. It's just so weird. I don't know. I'll chill for a bit since I still need to see results for the Eldar concept art and shard dice. Yeah, okay. Mods, don't ban Sabine. She's kidding. She's kidding. Just kidding. I swear to God. She's kidding. It's such a legacy game. It's very much like a relationship. Sometimes you have to a bad break and you just can't give it a chance. Sometimes you hold on to things that work out, you know, and I get that. Yeah, WoW was a huge part of my life. Like, I had to rip myself away from the game because I was spending way too much time caring about what happened in a game world more than what happened in real life. I was coping hard, dude. I was coping hard with you know, shit through WoW. So I get it. I get why, like, you know, and the pull and all that shit. But I never, like, you know, like, so for instance, the collector's bounty thing that happened in July, I didn't do a single raid, a single run, a single anything, because I don't really care about collectibles anymore. That was my jam. That's what like I did, dude. I would do all my raids. I'd have a schedule for my like transmog and mount runs and achievements. I was like in the top like decimal percent of pet collectors through all of BFA and whatnot. I devoted my fucking life to that part of the game, and that I had to let go of. So I'll play World of Warcraft and like have fun, enjoy a patch for as long as I'm enjoying it, and then just peace out. But like I won't play religiously and do that anymore, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine playing the game like that now. But yeah, I think a lot of people made it their entire identity like I did, and I get that. And so instead of telling themselves that they need to like not play it a little bit or as much as they want to or whatever, they need to like swear it off forever and make it a big dramatic thing. So whatever, man. I get it. People be like that. Personally, I don't know. I don't relate, but but yeah, I don't think that group of friends is coming back to the game. I don't think they're coming back, man. Probably not. They're probably done forever. It's gone. No more World of Warcraft. The Asmongold weekly transmog mount day style stuff was such a massive thing for so many. Yeah, it was for me. I mean, I would do like Tuesday reset day was my favorite, you know, because you go do your Dragon Soul raid runs, and then you do your Ice Crown Citadel runs, and then you go, you know, whatever sets and mounts you're trying to farm for, and pets and achievements. And part of it, I think, was just like Battle for Azeroth was exhausting, because Battle for Azeroth, to get the meta achievement pets and stuff from Mechagon and Nazjatar, I remember I got the crab meta for Nazjatar, and it was exhausting. And then I realized that I couldn't get all of the mounts from Mechagon. I couldn't get all of them because all the rare spawns had like timers, and they all had a 1% drop chance. So I remember I would like log on to my Death Knight and go sit in Mechagon for like 3 hours waiting for all the timers to come up. And then I'd do it again, And I'd realize that I'd spend like all day waiting for spawn timers and killing rare spawns that I couldn't farm. And there was no reasonable way to get everything I wanted to. Like a new patch would come out through like Legion, let's just say. And there's a couple secret mounts, like the long lost hippogriff or whatever, long forgotten hippogriff, a couple of achievement things, and a couple of whatever. And you could reasonably play in the game, obviously seriously, but not obsessively serious. Well, maybe like borderline obsessively, let's be real. You could play the game reasonably and get everything you want in a patch. You could finish a patch and be done with it and say, I got every collectible, I got every mount achievement that I want to. But then BFA was the first time I realized that I couldn't do it. And when the Mechagon patch ended and I didn't have everything I wanted to, and I realized I had bricked so much time, that was when the glass cracked for me. The glass shattered for me in Shadowlands when I finished the achievement to defeat every pet trainer with every type of pets to get the meta pet achievement. And I got the meta pet achievement, and I was standing in Revendreth, and I defeated the last guy with the last pets and got the whatever. I got the achievement. I put the pet out. I looked at it. I realized I didn't even like the pet. And I was like, what the fuck did I just spend the last whatever doing? You know? And then in Shadowlands, there was also like all these rare spawns and Famu and whatever you had to kill to get all the pets and all the mounts and all the achievements. And I was like, I can't keep up with this. And the Covenants too. I want to get all the cosmetics from all the Covenants and finish each Covenant thing and whatnot. You had to just play beyond a full-time job. Like I was so degenerate that I accepted and was okay with Warcraft when it was just a full-time job. But then when it became more than a full-time job, that's when it was even too much for me. And so I had to just you know, rip myself away from it and not care about it, not play it, not whatever. Disassociate my own life's progression and worth from World of Warcraft and video games, you know? But like my most favorite collectibles to ever hunt was the Mage Tower. The last patch of Legion, where there was a reason to level up every character, to gear every spec reasonably, like raid finder gear, to then do every Mage Tower. That was the last time that I obsessively played the game over a X month period and felt good about it, and it was fun. And I cherish and treasure those Mage Tower appearances because I got every last one of them for every single spec for every single class. But since then, it just hasn't been the same. So, yeah, I can't finish do the collector's thing in Warcraft anymore, which was a big part of the game. But I still play the stories and stuff, you know? Ella and I are going to start... She's going to start New Paladin because she wants to be Blood Elf Paladin for the next expansion. And then we're going to go through the new patch, 11.2. It's going to be fun. We're going to see the story, look at some Xalatath feats, and then log out and wait until the expansion comes out, or housing, or whatever the next thing that, you know, gets us involved with the game. But, oh man, doesn't have to be stressful. I think a lot of people needed to like rip themselves away from the game rather than just admit they don't want to play it the same way anymore. So one part I think World of Warcraft's fault, one part all of our fault for handling the game the wrong way. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of the game. It's gonna be fun. World of Saga seems cool. I don't know. All right, we got Astral Knight characters to draw. We got Astral Knights to do. Let me save this real quick as a 8.5 by 11. File, new. What the fuck? Why is that? What the hell? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Why is there gray space in the back here? Hello? Excuse me? Photoshop? Why the hell is it? Okay. Fine, man. I'll do it the hard way. Your demandations are well met. So, image size, we're gonna do this by 11 by 8-ish. There we go. And we are going to save this. Save as copy in Patreon for next month. And then I don't even think about this again. August. Hey, tech, PNG, Dagron. Just call it dragon. I don't have, I don't have anything here. I wonder if it scales. How well it scales. Image size. Let's just try this. Height. Let's just see if it scales. Okay. It probably should because the brushes I used. You know what? It doesn't do it too badly. I could make this a painting for. Yeah, I can make this a big print for conventions. Oh shit, man. That's not bad. That actually scaled pretty decently. Because the brush, man, the texture brush is... okay. Well, figured it out. I hope the recording looks good. I'm actually curious. I want to see it real quick before we move on. I think this will be a good video. I really do. I think it'll be a good one. 822... Is this it? Did we start with blue? I think we did. Yeah, it's so weird. Okay. So we carved it out, did some mountains, did some glow, did some whatever. Drew some dragons in there. That was just me monologuing probably for the last hour of stream and not doing anything. Cool. Got it. And then today, the recorded footage was doing this part. Rendering our dragons out, deciding I didn't like that one, and then boom. Sick. Sick, man. Because these speed paintings are so like satisfying to... Oh, I love doing them. That one really sucked, but they're not all winners, I'll admit. These half-hour speed paintings, but they're useful exercises. And they should make good videos, I think. So, let's go, dude. All right. The lighting, right? It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. No, you're allowed to play more than one game. I know, right? It's okay to admit you're not loving something if you weren't really into. In the same way, right now, Dawn Trail in Final Fantasy 14 was not it for the hubs and I, so our attention on the game is a little less. Yeah, Ella, I wish we could keep going through Final Fantasy 14, but the problem is the game's been giving Ella a migraine when we start playing it recently. So we can't really play it at all. I don't know what it is about it. It's the movement or the visuals or the graphics or the light or the spell effects. Something with the game gives Ella a headache pretty quick when we're playing Final Fantasy 14. And she's tried, but we're kind of stuck in Stormblood limbo right now, unfortunately. So they're wonderful set pieces. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Glad you like them. Yeah. The nice little concept pieces for describing where you are in your D&D game very briefly. But it is time. We have to draw and finish the Astral Knight herself, Master Lalaha Morale. Because this character is the most important character I've ever drawn. Okay, I keep saying that. I'm kidding. This character is pretty important for the story and for Ella and for everything. So, window, arrange, new. We gotta make sure I have enough room to start or to record a new process video, but I think it'll be fine. Same size, right? And then I zoom in on my capture window. Dude, everything changed for me when I figured out how to record my process on OBS. Everything changed. Every last thing. I have so much like recorded footage now, I just have to make videos out of it. But I've been very bad about keeping up with that for the last little while. Ever since April when I lost my hearing in my left ear, it's been really hard to record videos because I can't like hear myself speak that easily. I'm getting used to it. Your brain adjusts to the distortion and stuff, but it's been a struggle, man. It's been a real big struggle. I'm trying to complain about it because like, who cares, right? But it is the reason, whether it's good or bad, that I haven't made any videos or videos that consistently since April. So hopefully I can get back into it. I have enough footage to be able to record videos through September or whatever. They said Lalafell for a second there. Yeah, no, Master Lalaha. Lalaha Morale. That is her name. And that name comes from an old D&D character. That is a reference to another character that Ella had a master-apprentice relationship in an old game. So this is a bit of a return to it's a reference. It's a bit of a reference, and it's honoring an old D&D campaign that we played a long time ago. That's the color I want. So even if it sounds a bit silly, there's intention behind it. I had to keep my like left hand on my knee or in my lap or whatever because I can't be using it for my keyboard today. Gotta do everything manual hotkeys, alright? That's the goal. Wait. Okay. We're good. We're good. That's sad. Yeah, it's been okay. It's been okay. It's fine. I'll survive. Worse things happen to people, but it's the reason, I guess, that I haven't posted videos. It's not a good reason. Like the thing that I always try and tell the young people artists is that whatever your excuse is for not working as hard as you need to is not an excuse worthy of indulging. And I'm trying to do my best to practice that as well, but I get it. I get it, man. When something makes the process more difficult, it's really tough to not focus on it. So I've been trying to like bounce back from it for the last couple months. You know, and not get super defeated or whatever. I met another creator though. She's a TikToker YouTuber that I met at Ren Fair, and they're local lovely individual, and she had the same kind of sudden sensory hearing loss that I do. Slightly different, but the same like overall effect. We chatted about how difficult it is to fucking adjust. The brain's pretty cool though. The brain figures it out, hopefully. I'm still coping, telling myself that. Hearing aid possible? No. So the problem is that the hearing loss that I got in my left ear, it's not the worst part. The worst part of it is that now there's always really loud ringing in my left ear. All the time. It's just no escape, no peace, no quiet. So that's one of the hardest parts and a hearing aid won't fix that. And then also there's distortion. So when I hear anything in my left ear, it sounds above like a certain like volume, it sounds kind of like if your phone speaker has water on it. And you know exactly what I mean if I say that, right? It sounds like that in my left ear. So the worst part of it though is my own voice has that distortion. If I'm speaking like above a certain, like I can whisper and it's fine. And I don't hear anything. There's no distortion. But as soon as I like kind of get a little bit louder, I can sort of hear it a little bit like this. And then as soon as I have to like actually project my voice, then it's really loud and really distracting. So the first like couple weeks that it happened on stream, like if you guys see my May VODs, I was probably weirded out, man. I was probably not okay. You know, if I seemed off, it was because I fucking was in May. So hearing aid could help some of it, but supposedly the brain adjusts and filters a lot of it out as time goes on. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. But that, like I said, that's not a good reason for why I stopped making videos, but that's the reason. You know, I'm trying to like edit videos and record my own voice and stuff, and constantly just like hearing it weird and having to adjust to like what my voice sounds like now to myself with that like effect and distortion. Hearing is scary, yeah, kind of. Well, I do have coverage for hearing aids, so I might actually try and pursue one, because apparently there's some that say that they can help with distortion. It's not promising, but you know, if I have free coverage, I'm probably gonna go to the hearing clinic in a couple months and see what they got. Give myself a little hearing aid like an old man. I don't know if I'll use it, because it's gotten much more manageable than it was right at the beginning. But there's a non-zero chance that it was all caused by COVID, to be honest. I had COVID in January. Supposedly this can pop up right quick after people are currently dealing with recovering from COVID. So that'll be fun if that's my story, you know? In the great COVID wars of whatever. That's my battle scar. Go cyborg and get a curricular. I don't know if that would affect, 'cause it's a nerve problem, but if it does, bro, you know I'm getting that shit. If I can get like a implant thingy and it'll help with the distortion stuff, you know I'm Borging up. I'll Borg right the fuck up. It'll be sick. Oh yeah, man. I'll sign up for that shit. Let you guys know what it's like to be more machine than man. I'll do it. I'll absolutely do it. Mm-hmm. It'll be sick. It'll be sick, man. It bypassed the nerve. My grandpa has it because he's entirely deaf in the ear. Really? That's fucking awesome if it works like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm optimistic that there's something that can help it, because what's the alternative? You know? You know? So yeah, I'll try. Shit, man. I'll look into that. I know they do that at the hospital where I went for my own like tests and stuff like that. I know they do that like shit. Like the big implants for hearing aids. So that could be cool as hell, man. And you know, I will say that talking to like the doctor and the techs that did the hearing tests and everything, I talked to a bunch of specialists and stuff. They all said that my hearing loss, the actual hearing loss part of it, could have been a lot worse. They say some people wake up just like I did, start their day just like I did, and then when I was prepping for stream that day and ping, it just happened. They said that a lot of people lose their hearing entirely that day, just gone forever. So they're like, you know, you're pretty lucky, honestly. So, not bad. Not bad. Could have been worse, man. If I can get a fucking cool ass cyborg implant for that shit, bro. What if Neuralink fixes it? What if I have to get Elon's chip, fucking put in my brain to fix it? I don't know if I will. I don't think I want a Neuralink. Bro. I don't think I trust it. Does that make me paranoid? That I don't trust a computer chip in my brain? Is that like a weird take? Is that like a, yeah, I don't go out in the sun after I've had a vaccine kind of like weird take? You're like, okay, Joe, you know, okay, Amanda, I get it. Fucking make your kids like gluten-free grape fruit snacks instead of like I get that sometimes a bit much, but I'm worried, man. Is the I don't want to get a fucking computer chip in my brain. Is that a bad take? Is that a bad take, man? He also answers his phone through it. That's so sick, dude. Definitely not one that connect to the internet, right? I don't want to have it like, I don't even like the fact that my car has a computer chip in it that somebody can in theory only, our fucking FBI access. I don't want one in my head, man. Like, what if like Disney buys the rights to the computer chip in people's brains to make them like the Acolyte? Like, what if I come stream one day and I'm like, guys, I just rewatched the Acolyte and it was great, and you're like, oh no, you didn't pay for ultra premium Disney Plus where they don't force you to like bad TV shows. I don't want to do it, man. Watch someone say the art is AI now because you have the chip. That's true. Oh, bro, think of how that could happen. Like, theoretically, that you could do that. Theoretically, you could have then like some AI like thing part, like take control of your like motor functions or whatever and create art. So you create art by hand, but it's still AI art. Oh my god, you're right. That's, dude, when that happens, because usually it's like, oh, you have to like record the process and then people know that you're not AI. But what if you're like, you know, the AI video comes out, it's like, oh, you have to stream the process live or else they don't think that you're, you know, AI. And then it'll be like, bro, you have to like have like a brain fucking scan before you stream, and then people know you're not using AI art. It's gonna be crazy. You would trust Neuralink? I wouldn't trust fucking any computer chip in my brain. Are you kidding? Yeah, you look at the Cybertruck and you're like, hey, that's not too bad, man. I think that's all right. Exactly. First step 1, you get a computer chip in your brain to help your hearing loss. Step 2, you own a Cybertruck? What? How the fuck did that happen? What? Crazy, man. You trade in that Tacoma for a Cyborg. There we go. Delete sketch one time. Little by little, man. Lily Black Mirror episode. I've never watched Black Mirror. I've heard it referenced infinitely, and I think it's the kind of thing, the kind of dystopian fucking conspiracy shit, like apocalyptic future stuff, tech, whatever, that I love. I love all of that stuff. I think it's so much fun. Dystopian sci-fi is great. It's a hilarious time. So I probably love Black Mirror, but I've never actually watched it. I think when Black Mirror came out, and was popular, I was in my like anti-TV phase where I just didn't care enough to watch any TV. Because every fucking Joe and Daniel at the game store was just like, have you seen the new episode of Breaking Bad? And you're like, nah, I just don't like, yeah, I don't watch Breaking Bad. They're like, what? How do you not watch Breaking Bad? It's the best TV show. It's the best cinematic experience to ever come out. You should also play The Last of Us, the video game of the year for the entire decade. Actually, generation defining. You're like, shut the fuck up, man. Give me my dragons. No dragons, no Evan. So I think Black Mirror came out around that time period when I was just like super, I'm not fucking watching shit. But I probably really like it, I think, hey? An episode about if you get a computer implant in your brain to live, but it's a subscription service. No, they're pushing ads. Oh. That's how Dan Clancy's gonna save Twitch. Forced ads in the brain. That's exactly the meme that I was memeing on, but for Disney instead. Oh no. Oh well. Oh well, man. I don't watch you play those things, so I don't have to talk about those people about it. Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. It's an entirely reasonable solution. Yeah, the mainstream gaming scene has been one that I haven't really engaged in with it at all. Like, I'll be honest, man. Last of Us looks incredibly fucking boring as a game. Like, I'm sure it's got a big, dramatic, great story, but like, I don't know, the zombie apocalypse shit. Like, I had zombie apocalypse fatigue by the time that Last of Us came out. You know? I wanted games like Uncharted from... I think it was... Last of Us was Naughty Dog, right? I wanted more Uncharted from Naughty Dog. I didn't want zombie apocalypse. That's what I wanted. Take me on a popcorn pulp adventure about finding some ancient relic from some lost treasure or whatever. That's what I wanted in my gaming experience. I don't want gritty old man tries to navigate existential dread while wisecracking teenage girl navigates it better than him. The nature of man, the most deadly predator. In the apocalypse of humans versus zombies, the true enemy is not the decaying carrion. It is man itself. Yeah, okay, Naughty Dog, you're so thoughtful and deep. I'm sure they were great games. They just didn't really appeal to me, so. I didn't watch the Uncharted movie. No, I didn't see it. No. I probably should have. I probably would have enjoyed it, I think. It was like Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, I think. Or was that the like leaked or theorized cast or whatever. But I bet I'll like it, you know? I'll probably sit down and watch it at some point in time. I go through like moods where I want to watch movies and other times when I just like do not want to watch movies. And there's a bunch stacking up there that I think I want to watch, and I think I might do a movie night thing with Ella for a couple weeks or whatever. Yeah, I hope it was good. I wonder if it was good, actually. Let's see what the user score was. Rotten Tomatoes Uncharted movie. Please, oh, 2022. This came out a while ago, though. Ooh. Continue without disabling ads, of course. So, what's the difference between a tomato meter and the popcorn meter? Is the tomato meter official reviewers and the popcorn meter people? Because I find that most good movies have like the fans like it, but the critics don't for whatever reason. And that's usually a decent sign if a movie, like obviously you want both to like it, but if it's like got a bad review score or critic score, but the people like it, then I think it's probably still a decent movie, right? Okay, that's the way it is. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Because like, I don't know, man. I don't really care about like, if I think that like the official, I stopped paying attention to critics during the downfall of IGN like a decade ago or whatever, when I realized that critics needed to fucking chill. You know? They're like, oh, this thing that everybody loves is so non-artistic and garbage. And you're like, bro, it's just a movie. Like, have fun. So 90% of people who watched it liked it. That's pretty good, man. You know? I'm just curious. What did the reviewers say about it? No, stop it. The whole Enterprise gives off a giddy vibe of bandle safety net fun that's overwhelmingly underwhelming. From a man from something called Book and Film Globe. So this is exactly what I mean when I say that I don't really give a shit about the critics. The whole Enterprise, who refers to this fucking thing as an enterprise? Like, I get it. You're trying to seem useful, and a lot like speaking plain is just not gonna work for you. The whole Enterprise gives off a giddy vibe, great, of banal. I don't even know what this means. I'll fucking Google it. I'm not ashamed to say I don't know what word it means. Banal definition. Let's see. Lacking in originality. Thanks. So, vibe of an unoriginal safety net fun that's overwhelmingly underwhelming. That's the thing, man. That's kind of what I wanted out of Uncharted. Like, I just want like a fucking popcorn, like it. I want I want the Uncharted movie to make me feel like National Treasure made me feel when I first came out. All right, that's all I want. I want unoriginal, easily predictable. The villain is obvious. The good guys win. The treasure was the friends you made along the way. Kind of bullshit treasure hunting movie. I don't care if it's not some fucking deep dive into the human condition. This one could be real. If the video game is taught, or if this movie's taught me anything, it's the video game movie adaptations will never be a sustainable avenue for Hollywood. I don't think you can consider Uncharted a video game adaptation because it's not like the Halo movie. It's a story. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do people say? No, stop it. No, god damn it. Okay, fucking Rotten Tomatoes just wants me to enable ads so bad that it won't even let me see what it was saying. Whatever, man. It's probably a good movie. Probably decent. Probably have fun with it. Maybe I'm the villain here. Maybe I just want to enjoy things now without worrying about the artistic value of it. I just seen the Mario movie and the Sonic movie existing. Yeah, you can't consider like Uncharted, and I'll admit even Last of Us, you can't even really hold in the same kind of like realm as like video game movie, like the Halo TV series, Mario, Sonic. Was the Prince of Persia movie good? I forget. Did we like that one? I don't remember. In a while. There's been a lot of bad video game movies, I'll admit. Guy's not wrong about it. But they're generally like adaptations without like a story. Isn't Uncharted like a story game that everybody liked? So adapting it would be pretty decent, I'd assume. Same thing with Last of Us. I know people really like the Last of Us TV show. They really, really liked that, but again, I'm just tired. It just doesn't speak to me. It doesn't speak to me, and I'm tired of being talked down to as if the fact that I don't like these games that are considered to be like super important whatever entries, that you're like not a real gamer. The weird, it's like, I guess it's actually gatekeeping, isn't it? But the weird copium gatekeeping is just so strange to me. And you see it with every hobby. Like, don't forget, I worked at the game store for years. I saw the you think you've been around gatekeeping nerds, bro? I have been around the end bosses of gatekeeping nerds. The balding, ponytailed, overweight graybeards that worked in the game store with me, or were the like dedicated customer base, like they were the nerds. And they were the ones like you know how if you say today that you like the Star Wars prequels, people were like, yeah, it was fun. But like 10 years ago, if I said I like the Star Wars prequels, like I would defend that opinion at the game store. These guys that would act as if I just questioned the existence of fucking like nitrogen. They said, I don't believe in a base element. They're like, what? What do you mean you don't believe in it? What? It's so weird, dude. The nerds need to chill, man. Now they're all about Last of Us and shit. I don't know, it's probably a good game. Not my jam. Those games been getting Arcane, Last of Us, D&D shows a lot more good mainstream content coming along. You know what? I completely forgot about Arcane. Arcane definitely counts as a video game movie, doesn't it? That's kind of the stake in the heart of the video game movie bad vampire, isn't it? You can't really say that the video game adaptations are trash when Arcane exists. And Arcane, I know people who are like kind of meh about Arcane, but I don't know anyone who like actively disliked it. Which is like interesting. Like K-pop Demon Hunters is a bit divisive. Most people love K-pop Demon Hunters, but there's a lot of people I know that are like, it's pretty bad. I don't know, not my jam. But I didn't really meet any of that kind of like with Arcane. People who like weren't really a fan of it were always like, yeah, man, I couldn't really get into it, but it looks really cool. Like people were like still enthusiastic or excited about it. You know what I mean? So I guess it's like universally a good thing then for it. People are jamming with it in general. Dante, Interesting. But that's gonna be a wild fucking ride. Or like, wasn't there like a really dope Castlevania like project years ago or recently? I don't know. Could have been 10 years ago. Could have been 3 years ago. There was a really big Castlevania. No, it was recent because people talked to me about it on stream. There was like some big Castlevania project that everybody liked. It was like an animation or a TV show or a Netflix thing or whatever. I forget. But people lost their mind over how good it was. Well, that's awesome, man. Good couple seasons? Okay. And then there's also the Warcraft movie, so... Ooh. Dude, I remember watching the Warcraft movie. I remember being in theaters, sitting through the Warcraft movie. Oh. God, they had a lot of spirit. They got a lot of heart. Because I was at the BlizzCon where they announced the Warcraft movie. And everyone in the crowd was so nervous. Like, it was so funny that when you watch BlizzCon, like, coverage of the movie announcement, everyone's like, yeah, it's like a big roar, a big cheer for, like, guys, here's a project. Yeah, here's this thing, here's that thing. Everyone would cheer and freak out. But, like, being in the audience, I would see people be like, yeah, let's go. And they'd look at people, their friends, and be like, ooh, like, they cheer for it and then be like, I don't know, man, after. It was so funny. Like, just if you had a recording of people in the audience during the reveal versus the, like, BlizzCon like panel or whatever, like official broadcast, it was very different. People were kind of, oh man, how's this gonna be right from the get-go? So there always is the Warcraft movie. We have to be fair. And for every great video game adaptation we reference, we also have to remember the Warcraft movie exists, you know? That's also a thing. So much good stuff got cut to lower the time. There's deleted scenes out now. Yeah, I know, right? It's like it could have been. It had so much potential. Fuck, man. The potential. Cast was great, though. The casting for everybody was great. I think. The only guy I'm not sure about is Lothar. I always imagined Anduin Lothar as being a lot older. I actually was... So I did a fan art portrait piece of Anduin Lothar that I was really excited about. It was for a BlizzCon art contest one year. And I was going to actually submit to the BlizzCon like fan art contest that year with my Lothar painting. But I don't know. It just... Getting closer to the date, something happened. I don't remember what it was. And I like didn't have my computer for like a week, and then I just lost all steam on it. But I just wanted to draw Anduin Lothar, like make up for that lack of having finished that fan art and do some dope piece for him. But I have such a fan art backlist of things I want to do right now. I really want to do like character portraits when the new Critical Role season comes out. The next thing on the list is I want to try and by the end of Smogust do my dragon painting of Stim. That's my my next project on the fan art thing, but I was gonna start that early August before the flood, so best get cracking on that. Maybe it'd be a September project then. I don't know, man. Lothar is 51 in the first four in the books, right? I thought he was around like you know, his like I thought he was an old guy during the first war. I didn't think that he was like some plucky young buck. Like him and King Lane were like King Lane I think was younger than Lothar, and he looked up to Lothar as like the guy. Like his fucking old general, his Alexander Kerensky. So Grey and Balding. Yeah, right? Like there's art of Lothar. He looks so good. I was gonna do this art. There's a card for the trading card that I really, or art for the trading card. Yeah. There was multiple pieces of art for the WoW TCG of Lothar, and I loved it. Like this piece, this portrait man with the fucking like human Stormwind whatever looking stuff, and his like Ash Candy reborn from Cataclysm whatever. Look at like great fan art. I could have been in there, man, had I decided to actually commit. The actor was good. It just wasn't Lothar to me. The armor from the Warcraft movie I also thought looked kind of not great. That's like, the Warcraft movie taught me something about grounded fantasy, is that if you want your fantasy to be universal, like more universal, it needs to be more grounded. So like closer to Lord of the Rings than Final Fantasy or Warcraft if you want people to, on average, to get into it. So for the general public, the general population to get invested. All right, Miss Morale. Let's finally try and tackle this weird fucking hair thing going on here. These weird hair braids. Honestly, I'm not going to worry too much with the hair anatomy. I'm just going to wing it. We're just going to kind of do it. And it'll look fine. It would look better, I think, if her hair was darker, because I could do more highlights on it, but I keep forgetting that Astral Knights always have white hair, damn it. Maybe I should change that. Because every time I talk with the Astral Knights having white hair, someone's just like, oh, Witcher! Oh, I read The Witcher. But I know there's like folklore stuff about that shit. About like... might be too culturally referenced by a few things already. Might not be able to do it then. I think it's a cool vibe. I'll have my Henry Cavill Astral Knight playing the part, you know? Getting it. The Astral Sage, like little like hair head focusing bead thingies, the gems or whatever they are floating around. It might break the current established Astral Knight lore a little bit to have them in there, but I feel like they're still like Astral Sages, right? So I can have them... They could use them, right? They're like little focusing things. They might not be super necessary for an Astral Knight, but like they are for some sages, but I could probably still put it in there because it looks cool. There might be some revisions though for Astral Knight like lore when the sages are done though, because I might have to like strip some things from the knights and give them to the sages or vice versa. One of those things I don't want to commit too hard until it's like mostly done or whatever. Oh god, the fucking hand, man. I had to do my stretches, bro. I'm not paying attention to that. I'm not being very good about it. Oh, I gotta get like one of the physio things that was recommended was getting this like bar that you can like twist or whatever that has resistance on it. That's apparently really good for your wrists like this. So, oh, that one's called, it's called like a Therabar or something, right? I forgot about that literally until just this moment. They're a band. Oh, that's what it was. Therabar, Theraband. Okay. I have that Amazon link up then. Good to go. Oh, there it is. Cool. $30. Oh man, I better order before fucking tariffs go into effect. God damn it. God damn it, man. What are you getting? The Therabar thing that was recommended, Ella. This thingy. By the tech yesterday. It's the thing that you can like twist and shit for that motion. So this is the thing that he recommended. There's like different weights or whatever. So it's not just for like bending, it's also for like flexing and moving. That's supposedly that kind of like motion is like good for this problem, for tennis elbow, whatever, nerve, anything. So that's like kind of the fix, I guess, that was suggested. None of these like grip thingies though. Okay. I might want to get one of these, Ella. Or tariffs destroy us, and then it's over. Curious if you and your table have tried out Daggerheart. No, Standard, not yet. Nope. None of us have the Daggerheart system. Daggerheart is... I want to try it, but I'm more keen on trying Drawsteel, I'll admit. Daggerheart, I talked about it a little bit yesterday, but Daggerheart doesn't seem like a system I'd enjoy. You know, from what I've heard, Daggerheart seems like the things people have said about Daggerheart, and it's like sort of collective storytelling, like theory, whatnot. I'll be honest, seems like the exact opposite kind of game I want to run, and it's like everything obnoxious and that I hate about modern D&D culture seems like Daggerheart leans into, which is lovely. Even if I don't love Daggerheart, I still think that it's a great system. I love Darrington Press. I love everything Critical Role does. I'm still going to support them. Even the things that they do that I don't want to interact with, I will still support it, right? That's like... That's... So Daggerheart, to me, from what I've heard, it's like... You know what? You know if there's like a group of friends that you know their taste in movies is shit, or at least just like so different from you that you don't want it, and they're like, oh dude, you should watch this movie, you know you're not gonna like it. That's the vibes I'm getting from Daggerheart. So I want to try it myself, because Drawsteel seems like it's more in my like camp, I guess. But I don't know. I still want to try Daggerheart and give it a good shot, because it might also be the way you play the system. Those might be people who are part of that kind of modern 5e style of D&D storytelling, like the Critical Role Leon style, as opposed to like the wargamey style. So I'll give it a try, but no, I haven't tried it yet. So you're giving the quick start? Let's go. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's fun. Hellgate's great story compared to D&D has overcome the odds. Yeah, I don't know. So the way I've always felt about that, and again, I need to try Daggerheart myself. The way I've always felt about that kind of advertisement, let's just say, for another system, or pitch for another system, is I've never ever playing D&D for as long as I've played it through 3 different main system generations, 3.5, 4E, and 5.0, like 3 full epochs of D&D. I've never felt like the system gets in the way of the story, ever, not once. And I've tried other systems that are story focused or whatever, and I've never been like, they all feel like they're kind of forcing, like, I'm not saying this is Daggerheart's problem, because I don't know, but other systems that people have said stuff about that to me are like, this system is good if you can't tell a good story. Like this will be a system that you should use if you have a hard time telling a good story. The system will help you facilitate that, you know? But for me, I've never found that the war game part of D&D gets in the way of the storytelling. So the things that people tell me Daggerheart's good for, I'm like, I don't need this. But then again, if it inspires some other things that are like I don't want to give it the same brand that a lot of those other systems carry in my mind, because I really respect Critical Role and Darrington Press. I really, really do. And so I'm willing to give it a shot. Like, more narrative-based systems I almost universally don't care about, but for Daggerheart, I'll give it a shot. They've earned that, in my opinion, that even if I might be the entire wrong market or target audience or whatever for the product, I will still give it a shot because their brand is so strong and their brand equity is so built, you know? But who knows, maybe it's fun, right? I do think there's something to be said about each table's players. Sure, yeah. Yeah, the issue that I have with a lot of, because like to drill down a bit on why I have the opinion that I don't like the systems that facilitate things, is because I don't know how Daggerheart does it, but other systems are more like pass the story stick to the person and they get to sort of like tell the story for a second. And anytime you pass the story stick, I think that's a great way to make like an improv style sketch kind of like fun little thing, but it's not a great way to tell a big long epic tale. The issue is, though, that players in modern D&D don't do that anyway. It is not conducive to the modern D&D squad or whatever to play D&D that way. So when I say things like don't come to your D&D game with a backstory, make a character, like, you know what is the most contentious thing that I say about D&D stories is whenever I say make a character that is in service to the story. Like find out what the story of the game is first and then make your character in service to telling that story. People hate that shit because they'd rather spend 15 hours before D&D, and I'm not blaming them, thinking of playing the game of the character creator, thinking their backstory, their dramatic whatever, this and that and all that other stuff. That's totally fine. But in my experience, if you want the most deep and meaningful story as an individual character, play a role in a bigger story, as opposed to playing an individual that's trying to fit into a story, you know? But then again, like I said, that like big epic, it's kind of like, the way I always say is if you want like Lord of the Rings, you have to play Frodo, Gandalf, Bilbo, Aragorn, Boromir. You have to play roles in the story, right? But if you want like the D&D movie, wacky, fun, whatever, then sure, play your like half flamingo necromancer and your, you know, dragon sorcerer and whatever and all this other shit. And that's great. It's just a different type of D&D, and it's the type of D&D that I get, like, that I've gotten bored with, and I want the more important epics. But to do that, if you want the epic, everyone has to be on board to tell the epic. So it's like you get to be part of this epic, but in doing so, you can't necessarily be so deviant from the kind of character that would pursue the epic. So it's hard to have Astarion be the main character of The Hobbit. You know what I mean? That's the way I always, so that's like the thing that people disagree with me the most on modern D, or not disagree, but just like don't relate to my taste in sort of modern D&D is playing, like, because to me as the GM, I think I'm in service of the story, of the great story and the plot. I'm not in service to any one individual character's story. I'm in service to a greater story that they can all be a part of. That's my like role. And so as a player character, you say that to a player character and like, ew, no, it's all about me. And that's totally fine. That's the way you want to play the game. Like, go for it. There's nothing wrong with you, dude. Like, have fun. But a lot of the more narrative systems are like, now I get to control the story for 10 minutes because I'm the guy, and I'm gonna. At that point in time, you're more like telling story like in a design by committee type thing, and without one like vision of where the story's going, one large overarching like sort of plot idea and person like managing that, making sure that all the story fulfills that goal. It's really hard, and so that's why I don't relate to and use to a lot of those like other systems. So I don't know how Daggerheart does it. Maybe that's exactly what they do, and I'll say this isn't for me, or maybe it'll inspire some really cool storytelling. I don't know. I want to try it though. I really do. I was even thinking about buying the fucking books. It's like $75 or whatever for the starter set. So like, why not? You know. Table as a GM, as many players with a passion and they want to add in or table talk, which can feel poo-poo at the GM microgame, in my opinion. Best advice I got for D&D was don't make your character or their backstory more interesting than the story. That's an interesting way of wording it. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I always just say like make your character in service to the story, but people think that means that they're like subservient to the DM. And it's not like, it's like they make it this weird thing. It's like, oh, well, I don't want to just like this isn't me just helping the DM tell his story or whatever. It's like, it's not that because the DM is then absurd. Like the DM, a good DM, in my opinion, from narrative standpoint, will elevate the story above themselves. And everybody knows that. That's why whenever DMs do bad DM practices, we consider it them putting themselves above the story. This is like the DM PC that comes in and, oh, you guys are about to die to the vampire? Well, The fedora tips, the cloak billows, and Giga Chad, the fighter, comes in and says, "Ha, milady, time for you to get out of here." And then he shoots the vampire with his Shinigami eye and blows him up. Everyone rolls their eyes like, okay, Daniel, you got your DMPC moment there. You're the hero of the fucking anime. I get it, loser. We can all look at a DM doing that, and it's like, that's bad DMing. And everyone agrees. When the DM puts themselves above and more important than the story, everyone says you're a bad DM. And yet players are supposed to do that with impunity. And that's totally fine because, look, man, it's you do what you want. You know, I don't pay your sub. You can play the game however you want. But it's weird that when I encourage players to do the same things that would make for a good DM, that's when people get offended. They're like, what do you mean I'm not supposed to spend 3 weeks writing my backstory beforehand about how I want and demand all these like interactions to happen and how my characters and whatever and bonds, and I need to go back to my own hometown and have the triumphant return and this blah, 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 blah. What do you mean I can't do all that? It's like, well, is there room for that in the main story? Like, if you want to have that kind of experience in the main story and you find an opportunity to tell that kind of story within the main story, that's awesome. But the problem comes, in my opinion, when people try and force that story into a story where it doesn't really fit. You know, where it doesn't really mesh and there's no real opportunities. Maybe, yeah, you go back to a big city and you're like, man, we need to find a connection to the criminal underworld. And you're like, oh, I'm a noble. I always wanted to tell a story about how I was like reconciling with my family. Okay, great. We're going to go back. Guys, I think my family probably has connections to the underworld. Let's go reconcile with my family and I get to tell a story. That's great. But imagine that you're like, okay, now we're in Rivendell. And you're like, oh God, we went to Bree and whatever, and now we're in Rivendell and I haven't had my dramatic reconciliation with my family. Okay, I'm now from Rivendell and my family was estranged for whatever. Now I want to reconcile with them. It's like you're just shoving that into the story when it doesn't really fit. So that to me is maybe the secret hot take, is that anytime you put yourself as a player's character above the main story, that's just as bad as when the DM does it. The problem is a lot of the narrative systems give you opportunity to do that as often as possible, which is, I don't know, people love it and that's fine. You're not playing the game wrong if that's what you like to do. It's just, it's always interesting to me that that's like accepted and encouraged versus like telling a better story for the whole group, you know? So that's why Travis is the best player in my opinion in Critical Role, because he's always the person in service of everyone else's story. Hey, Calgary, Nosal Park is in Canada. Calgary, right? Yes, it is, Atari. Welcome to Alberta, man. That's dope, bro. Hope you enjoy your time in Calgary. It's a beautiful, I don't know how it's in Calgary, but it's beautiful out here. So hopefully it's a phenomenal day. Many things to do in Calgary. Atari, the Calgary Zoo is fantastic. Downtown Stephen Avenue is great. Also, if you happen to get a chance to drive out to the Royal Tyrrell Museum, if you feel like you want to go on about an hour-and-a-half road trip out east and you want to go see the Dinosaurus Rex Museum, it's fucking rad, dude. You know? My Sentry Box, outstanding place. Yeah, Sentry Box. So the Sentry Box logo, I did all the design work for Sentry Box when I was working there. It was my first big project outside of art school when I was still working at the game store. But everything, all of Sentry Box, everything to do with Sentry Box proper, not Sentry Box cards, was all like I did all the graphic design and branding for Sentry Box for the years that I was there. So I love that store. It's great. Gord's amazing. The owner, his daughter Bronwyn's an absolute sweetheart. I think she's running most of it now. But I worked there for like, man, how long did I work there for? I worked there for when I was in art school. I think for about 5 years. I think I worked there for about 5 years. Yeah. And it was great. I worked in the card section though, which is no longer there. So right now it's divided into 2 stores. That's because the card section of Sentry Box got sold to somebody. That's when I like left, because basically they were like, well, we don't want to have a full-time graphic designer on staff. Because they basically paid me more to do graphic design for them while I was also working at the store. But then when my main sort of job at the store got cut because they sold the thing, and the guy, like, fair enough, you know, Nick's a great dude, the guy who bought it. I have nothing against Nick, but he wanted to basically hire all his friends to work at the game store. They're like, well, Evan, we don't need graphic design anymore, so like, get bent. you know? And it's kind of like, oh, like how much would this cost and that cost? And I'm like, it would cost this much and that much. And they were like, oh, but you didn't charge the store that much. Why are you charging me more? I'm like, because the store had me guaranteed for 40 hours for 80 hours a month for doing graphic design work. And if you just want to buy individual things, the price goes way the fuck up. It's the difference between freelancing versus being an employee of. So, yeah. Centerbox is great, man. I loved it. It's a great store. You know, even though I left because of that, because the store got split in half. Final pieces, special formats. Yeah, there it is, man. There's the logo word the original one. The original one that was approved by on the signage and shit. This dragon logo, I was very proud of. I was very, very proud of this dragon when I designed it. You know? Yeah, Cinderbox is great. I took Cobalt and Guapo and Blaze there, and they fucking loved it. They have so many old books, like the fantasy section at the back of the store at the bottom with all the fantasy books is like one of the most unreal collections of fantasy and science fiction and genre literature in the entire world. You know? I feel that I gritted my teeth with worry when someone at my table mentioned a character that he wants to bring back, a cleric very devoted to lol, so it 100% derailed my heroic epic campaign. Yeah, you know, like big red flag, Salesian, when somebody says they have a character that they've been like holding on to for like, oh my god, I made this character like a year ago and I really want to play them this campaign. Respectfully, we're not going to have fun together because I'm not going to enjoy. You're not going to enjoy you're going to think I'm railroading the campaign, and I'm going to think you're trying to derail everything. And none of us are going to agree with each other. So that's why it's really hard for me to find players that want to play the same style of D&D as me. It's actually really hard. Like I could put out an open open call to playing D&D, you know, tomorrow, and I'm sure I'd have like 30 fucking people offering to play with me. But as far as the kind of people that want to play the same kind of game that I want to play, it's like single digit that I can think of. Like Dashto really likes the style of game that I run. Ella obviously loves the style of game that I run. I think of my current group, I think Vixie would do well in the kind of game that I like. Like Vixie loves being in Ashley's lore, and I think Vixie would do really well in the kind of game I like to run. But I don't think Ashley or Ulner would. Maybe Ashley would because Ashley's a very mechanical player. But I don't know. I don't know if Ashley and Ulner would like the kind of game that I run. So even amongst people that I like playing D&D with as a player, it's like very hard to find people that I think that would enjoy the kind of game that I run. You know, I don't know. You never know unless you try, I guess. But the whole thing with, yeah, oh god, I've got a player that's an evil whatever, blah blah blah. I don't know. Got a fair amount of time in that section. There's some old shit there, hey. Yeah, it's crazy. There's inventory at Center Box that was probably purchased by the store in the 80s and is still there. That was always the crazy thing from Atari. There's a back room, or was a back room. There was a back room that had old like defunct card games and like board games and stuff. And like I would go through an inventory at sometimes for various projects, or whatever, and I'd find like Babylon 5 card game trading card stuff. I'd find like Gundam. I found like a book that was like a Gundam RPG from 1980 or 90 or something like that, around there, you know, in Japanese. There's some great shit, some crazy finds in that store, you know. Any kind of old game store. I mean, I'll try and show you guys an interior Center Box. I just spelt Century Box and Calgary wrong. I just spelt all three parts of it wrong. So this is the store I used to work at. There's like an upper play area, right, that you can play games and shit, and there's a lower area that's the entire store. This is not the entire store. This is probably like a quarter of it. It goes all the way back under here. It goes all the way back this way under here that you can't see. Actually, probably like a fifth. And it goes up the stairs to like the wargaming stuff. So this is slightly more of it, you know, where you can kind of see a good chunk of it, but not all of it still. It's a massive, massive, massive store. I think it's the biggest. So when I was working there, it was the largest gaming store in the world by square foot. The Reaper Wall. You know, I always talk about the Reaper Wall. This is what I was always talking about. People come up to the Reaper Wall here. It's not just a wall. All these racks here with Reaper bones and other sort of like Reaper or Reaper-like products. Just rows and rows and rows of ancient board games and old, you know, manuals of whatever, and every Euro game you could want. Every miniature game, whatever. all the historical reenactment fucking war game stuff. Dude, the oh my god, yeah, it was just so substantial. I wonder if there's anything from back in the old day, like back when I was working there, like card game tournament style. I'm trying to think of the right era. So if I go back to Armada, that might be closer. This was the old logo back before I started working there. Okay. If I keep going back in time, there might even be a picture or two of Evan Blair art in here. If we go back far enough, but I don't think so. I think they're 5 years ago. So the oldest pictures are like 5 years ago, 8 years ago. This would have been the era that I would have been working there, I think. 4 years ago. 2 years ago. 6 years ago. Yeah, I don't think there were any like pictures of the card desk. Well, this is Center Box cards. That doesn't count. Well, anyway, the card desk that I worked at was stuffed in the back of the store before it got like the business split in half. And it was fun, man. I had a great time working here. I cherished my time at the game store. I still like crave going back to working at the game store once in a while. I'm like, do I want to like apply for a fucking part-time 2 nights a week just to like be in the game store or whatever? I think I'd probably do it if there was still a card like desk in the main proper, as opposed to a secondary like separate part of the store that's now a different business that carries the same name. So yeah, man, that big sign, all the like signage that was for the store or whatever. We won, so all the brick and stuff design was done, and this big Egyptian wall and stuff says Center Box. This is all done by a guy named Cam, a really great artist. He does some insane stuff. This is a collaboration, right? Like Cam and I did the store's design together. So all the art in here was a background thingy of you sort of like looking through this like windows. That's all art that I digitally made, and then Cam printed it and made all this like stonework in front of it. So Cam and I won the award for the best game store design from Gen Con 1 year, like 10 years ago, which I guess is a pretty prestigious award now. But like the owner and the manager came back and like, hey guys, congratulations, you won this award. And it was in a little display case down here by the front that said like Gen Con, like best game store, best design game store or whatever. And Cam and I won that together because half of it was like the art that I did and half of it was the stuff that he did for like decorating it. And we were very proud of that. It was a good time though. It's a good store, good people. If you're in Calgary, stop by. Show them some love. They're great. They're great. Yep, they don't even pay me anymore to say that shit. I never streamed well or whatever when they were there, when I was working there. I think I was like, I left Center Box and did graphic design stuff just like full time. I realized that just the money, I just couldn't avoid it. Like the pay at a game store is, you never work at a game store because you want to like get rich, you know? So I had to like, yeah, I had to work really hard after I quit so that I could like build a graphic design career. I traveled a bunch for that, fucked around for a while. For about 5 years, I think I did that before I started streaming. So even when I had stopped streaming or started streaming, I hadn't worked at Center Box in like 4 or 5 years. So, and I think about it was probably like a decade ago. Crazy, man. Crazy. Some of my friends still work there. Like Center Box Cards has a TikTok account, and one of my friends, Andrew, does like TikToks and shit for them. It's kind of cute to see. So they have like a little market, like a creators market thing that the owner's daughter, I don't know, Brahman, that Brahman set up, that Elle is doing, and she was like, you bring Evan. And I was like, I can't, I'm sorry, but it'd be fun to go back. And I still have a bunch of my staff store credit stored up on a gift card that I should probably spend, because I don't know if they still have the same gift card system in place. I'll show up with this ancient 10-year-old gift card with a bunch of like random staff credit on it. That would happen all the time when I was working there. Someone that I'd never seen before would come to the store and be like, hello. And you're like, oh shit, who are you? wanderer. Like, I used to work here 15 years ago, and I still have my staff gift certificates now, and I just spend them. And like, are we allowed to take this? Sure. I mean, I guess, you know? The owner would be like, yeah, sure. Those are ancient relics. Let the man spend his wages. It was fun. I really liked working in a game store for those years. It seems pretty chill now, because apparently some of the people that were there that made it not so chill are not there anymore, so... That was also one of the reasons I left, because it was very not chill sometimes. There was like, there was a guy who had a pretty high up position in the company. It was very fucking not chill. And you can't expect somebody to be not chill who works at a game store. I remember having a conversation once where I was like, bro, you don't pay me to answer my phone when I'm not working. You understand that, right? Like, I do once in a while, when I can, out of whatever. But we understand this, right? Well, that was a part of it too, but it was a small part. Yeah, X-Wing Miniatures, it was a good game for a while. So apparently it'd be really nice to work there now. Hope you enjoy your stay in Calgary, Alberta, Atari. I grew up there, man. I grew up in that city. Apparently my high school is trashy and sketchy as shit, though, now. Holy. I hear rumors about it now. It's on the news and shit. You show your layers while you're working on your art? No, I mean, like I don't show Photoshop really, because like there's a lot of useless Photoshop UI that doesn't really matter, you know, like layers and shit like that, and like none of the tools, layers or whatever really like matters to the actual like piece that I'm doing usually. I hide it so I maximize my workspace. I'm not hiding anything, I just don't show it, but I also don't really use a lot of layers, right? Like this painting is like one layer, right? I was working on it earlier today, and there was like 2 layers. There was the layer that was dragon that I did before I smashed it together. I'm not a person that uses layers a lot. I think that personally using layers, in my opinion, is in more cases than not a crutch for not knowing good fundamentals than it is a tool for faster, right? Like certain layer styles and little things like that once in a while is totally fine to use. And by the way, it's just my personal process, but I'm more of a classically trained artist. So the layers thing as well wouldn't really matter to my stream, because this is like 2 layers, or sorry, 3 layers. There's one layer for the sketch that I did underneath that I like am erasing as I'm drawing, and there's my background. So it's like basically 2 layers for what I'm doing, more or less. So there's not really any good reason to showcase them or make a thing of it on my stream or whatever. Almost never does anyone ask like, yo, can I see your layers, bro? That used to happen like years ago when I first started streaming, but I don't think anyone's asked to see a layer in like, or my layer organization in a long time. I wonder why. Maybe the meta's just changed or whatever. Layers is annoying because as a painter, it doesn't translate well into me doing digital. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, sure. A lot of people will utilize layers because they have like a lack of confidence in whatever. I'm very serious when I tell people that they shouldn't switch to digital painting too early in their art career. Otherwise, it will destroy their ability to progress. I really mean it. I really mean it. Like, if you're like stay classically trained, stay traditional as long as you can, right? It's actually probably better for young artists that are just coming up right now to do traditional painting, because like there's a whole thing about like if you do work for client stuff like video games or like even card games like Magic the Gathering or whatever, you can get the work for from Wizards, right, to do the piece. And then if you have the original, you can sell the original. So you can get paid a couple $1,000s for the actual project. Then you can make a couple $1,000s on prints that you can make of your work for the project. And then you can also sell a painting for like $3,000. So it's like pretty good, you know, to be honest. But if you want to go into like production, pre-production video games concept, obviously you have to be digital if you want to do any painting there. You have to be. There's no fucking shot that you can like keep up to with the material costs or time. The only people that get to like do traditional painting for concept work at big game studios are like legacy employees. There's a dude that was working at Blizzard when I was there one year that I was like, wait, this is traditional? He's like, yeah, I started doing my own traditional work like a couple years ago. And I asked him, I was like, wait, so they don't mind? He's like, bro, I've been here long enough that if I want to do traditional, no one's gonna tell me I can't. Like, damn, bro. You got that cred. I realized later who I was talking to was fucking Peter Lee. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, yep. He wants to do his stuff traditionally. He sure can. Who's gonna fucking stop him, right? Who, if anyone? That's it. Risk dead. Risk killing me. I was gonna try and go to about 2, but I think that's about it for me today. I think I gotta be careful with this because I got a lot of work to do for that big project on this weekend. Oh my god! And I gotta take Unit to the vet, man. I forgot about that. That's why I need to get off at a certain point in time. Cool. Well, that's streams this week, boys. Let's go, man. That was fun. It was a good week of streams. I'm glad that I finally got back into it because, man, it sucked being gone for those 2 fucking weeks. So, back to normal stream schedule. The next time I should have to meet or miss a stream or whatever, it shouldn't be till like, unless something comes up, whatever, till like mid-September for Expo. But should be pretty good. So, see you tomorrow bright and early. Yeah, man, I'll be at Strathmore Renaissance Fair tomorrow for a little mini Eldarcon where I'm going to see Atari and Deliria and +1 to hits and the whole gang, bro. And I think Morgan's also coming out. Fish and Bacon's also going to be there. I have a little mini Eldarcon. So, yeah, man. I'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend. I'll see y'all on Monday. And thank you, Podin, for the follow. I appreciate that. I'll see y'all on Monday, bright and early, 10 a.m. for the stream. And thank you, Ticknog, for the follow as well. Remember, reminders, there's tariff problems happening with Canada for some reason. So Blackwood Dice, Ella's Dice Store, and my print store, there might be shipping issues in September onward. So if there's anything that you really want from the print store or from Ella's Dice Store, this week is probably maybe, unless things change, this week might be the last opportunity to get it without spending an extra 35%. So I'm going to remind you guys about that all week, because I know some people were like, oh man, you didn't remind me last time you closed whatever's. So I'm assuming this is going to be the same thing. Anyway, I'll catch you all on Monday. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And until next time, my friends, farewell.
String ifrån det hon känner